Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, and we are about to rock and roll. Let me go start everything. Okay, we should be good. We should be good to go. Bing, move that there. Okay. Alright, looks like everything is good to go. Hello Austin, what up Brenna? Go. Usual goals started. Oh. Well, what's worse than being slightly late today is because I overslept from my little afternoon nap after I posted my latest track. I was super tired. I have this really weird spot underneath my nose. It's bothering me, but it's only visible here. But still irritates me whenever I get those. One day I must make a note to actually buy concealer, like lady streamers use. Hello, Osprey. As for what's up, same stuff as always. Although I'm interested in seeing what do people think about the upcoming changes to the Void Erosion Purge. For those of you that have heard what is coming, I'd like to know people's thoughts. To me, it's a very interesting thing. All good. I know. I watched the video and I'm not impressed. Because, well, Foxy, the change to the Void Erosion Purge is that skill damage will become viable. They made an announcement in their official Discord, so you can check that for full information. It's on their website as well. But basically, they showed that you could run Viessa in stage 30 and it would be somewhat useful. That being said, looking at the video, Viessa was so much slower than Serena is now, taking almost 7 to 8 minutes to clear the entire run using both skills and guns. And even then, the gun looked pretty built up as well. So the more I looked at it, the more I was like, are we sure that this is what we want? You know, we have to think about it. At the same time, yeah, it did make the Ines nerf look a lot worse. And, oh, by the way, Ultimate Warlord, thank you for enjoying my streams. But the main takeaway that I had was that the community, it seems, doesn't know what it wants. When I was on Twitter, you know, there were people saying that this is a nerf, man. Why are they nerfing the game, man? They nerfing the game. I'm like, you know, they need harder enemies, man. I'm just like, okay. Like, brother, you guys wanted this. And of course, they have weird names like I'm Goonin or whatever. I'm like, what kind of community have we cultivated when this is all that we have left, genuinely? It does sound like it's more work, and in general, I feel that it's not useful. But this change hasn't happened yet, so I would say if you've got thoughts about the change, let them know via the official Discord after you guys check out the news post. Well, a positive way to think about it is that it adds variety, but Austin, all this variety adding, let me ask you, has it made our player numbers go up or down? Let's just be completely 100% honest. All this variety adding, what has it actually done for us? You know, as positive as I would like to remain about this, what have they actually done? Hello, Burn Wolf. What up? CG, good to see you, my friend. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. No, the player numbers have not jumped around. No, they have gone straight down. You can actually check not only Steam, but there are other sources if you want to check console numbers, but it's just literally been a straight downward trend, which is disappointing. Despite the increase in variety, if the variety changes had been good for the game in the way that they stated, then, you know, shouldn't we be seeing an increase in the number of players right now? Because variety is the spice of life, right? So let's stick to the facts. Let's take emotion out of the equation entirely. Let's stick to the facts. What are the facts today? Let's take a look at the facts right now. Yesterday we peaked at 9,500. All right, if we go Monday versus Monday, then last Monday we had a peak of 11,743. This Monday we peaked at 9,500. That is a loss of almost 2,000 players in the span of a week. And this is only Steam. Console numbers are the same, if not worse, because the Xbox issue of disconnects over the weekend really soured a lot of players. Xbox was the biggest loser. All right. PlayStation remained relatively consistent, but they also didn't show an upward trend. So what's the issue here? And Austin, I don't know where you're getting your information, but we have never been around 6,500. If at the very least, everybody should be able to check Steam charts. That is the first and most effective resource, but it doesn't show all the PC players. Because don't forget, some people play through Game Pass. So take note of that. And they have already fixed the Xbox crashes. Yes, Austin, they have. So if we look across the board for all players, things are not great right now. Google is inaccurate. Well, depending on which source you use, it's pretty inaccurate. So I would say be very cautious with Googling numbers. Steam charts is your first source. One second. But that only tells you the PC numbers on Steam because it doesn't include Game Pass. So you have to check rough Game Pass numbers, things like that. Some people like to use Twitch viewership, but Twitch doesn't really matter because, like, literally, if we totaled up Twitch viewership and added my YouTube viewership, I'd have over half the people watching me. So it's kind of wild. No, you don't need a Steam account, dude. Steam charts is free. Anybody can access Steam charts. You don't need a Steam account to see Steam charts, dude. You can, if you just Google Steam charts, there are two places. SteamDB, and you can just go direct to Steam charts as well. Is TFD on Epic Games? Good question. I don't know if it is, but it would add an extra layer. I don't think so, as far as I know. Yeah, no. It's not released on Epic Games at all. It's only on, as far as I remember, Microsoft PC Game Pass, which was one option. So the first, hold on, let me just see if it's there still, because I remember it was on there because I could check out a specific pack for it. You're kidding me. It was here because I got the Xbox pack for it. Although I couldn't use it unless I installed it. Let me just double check that out. I just want to be sure about my information, because I've been assuming that there's been some on Xbox Game Pass as well. Oh, well, PC Game Pass. I think it's only available via the Xbox Store, but I cannot actually download it on PC Game Pass. So Steam numbers would be entirely PC. Sorry about the misinformation. I only remembered this because I tried to claim the Xbox bundle when the game first dropped, but I actually cannot find it on this. Yeah, even if I search all titles, it's just not there. Yep. That's a shame. Nope, nay, not here. Damn. Secret Garden, I have an old build for it. But my recommendation would be, do you remember the Defiler video? You might want to check that out. The Defiler video has both the old NS build and the Secret Garden, I believe, is shown in there. That's exactly what I'm using. Well, I hope so too, CG, because like I said, as long as it doesn't affect my profits, I'm fine. But if it starts affecting my profits, I'm going to be not fine. So fingers crossed, you know, I hope that, you know, you go there and you tell them all of my concerns tomorrow on the live stream. I won't be there, but you know what to do. But yes, SteamDB is indicative of the PC trend. The console trend you have to assess separately. That, like I said, on PlayStation, the game is pretty much consistent. Xbox showed a major dip because of all the login issues, but, you know, that one's also fine, I guess. PC is usually the most indicative trend. And yes, I know that the disconnect errors are fixed, so good. Now the Xbox players can play hassle-free, which is good. But either way, you know, we will see what the final result really is. Now, let me get back to my Leap Barbarian. Where am I? Did I get this already? Okay. What should I do here, actually? I don't really have anything I want to do with this guy. With Ajax, the Slayjax. I might actually just grab his thing here and grab these. Yeah, why not? Let's start today with some... Actually, should I? Or should I use Keelin? Because I wanted to start work on Keelin. You know what? Keelin. Yep, let's go for Keelin first because I need cooldowns right away. So let's get that done. Off we go to the Broken Boundary. Good morning to all of you. But yes, anyway, you know, I think that if we want to comment on trends and knowledge, we always need to be aware of what the situation is. That's why I'm so worried, because all this so-called variety has done nothing. The only thing that has gone up is my stream viewership, and that's because other creators left, or so I've heard. So basically, people are filtering here, and there's like, you know...
Actual to all personnel.
Thanks, Foxy, for sharing that, by the way. Very good to see people taking account of my content.
This is HQ. Enemy reinforcements incoming. Requesting strike on staging area. Move.
No problem. I think you mean thanks for dropping the bunny build, because it sounded like the way you wrote that, Lord Rain, sounded like you are dropping the new bunny build. I was like, are you okay, buddy? I mean, it's cool if you are, but you really should be telling somebody on their stream. But I know you mean it to me, so yes. No problem. It's not the new build. It's roughly the old build with just some minor adjustments. The adjustments in there are just, you know, helpful. And that's pretty much it.
This is your rank. Move. Shield's broken. Crumbling rocks.
I think it's impossible for them to have the middle ground, CG, as much as I would want that, because, you see, the middle ground necessitates challenge. Yet when there's challenge, people are against it. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. I firmly believe that players need to have a clear indication of how to build up. And once they build up, that's when they should be able to take on the challenge. Everything should essentially be stepping stones toward that final challenge, you know? So they need something really hard that they're not going to change. Something that is truly for... And it must be rewarding, otherwise players aren't going to play it. But it's not going to be rewarding via leaderboard. Even, for example, Monster Hunter Wilds, everyone's given up on the arena leaderboard because there are ridiculous timings on there that are clearly impossible for players to do and handle. So, you know, it's not exactly very good. And yes, unfortunately, this turned out to be not so engaging, but you have to do it for arcade tuning anyway. But there are many, many issues and problems. The game is still young. The question, like I've said, is will we get the time to make this game great, or is it forever stuck as that game that is, you know, lagging behind others? And you can only research one catalyst at a time. Sorry. This means that you start one before work, you start another one after work, you basically get 2 catalysts per day for the average person. Unless you want to set an alarm to get a 3rd catalyst, but I believe that that's completely impossible. Are you using the target farming system, Sully? Because I have fully finished an Ancient Knight, and I did it within a single day. And that means all 5 pieces within a single day. Are you properly using the target farming system? Because I've got a build for that. So Sully on TikTok was saying that they're struggling with the Ancient Knight, and I was just telling them that you can utilize the target farming system, which you should be utilizing if you want to succeed and do well at this game. So make sure that you have that, and make sure you know how to use it. Because if you don't know how to use it, you will suffer a lot. Okay? The target farming system is also explained to everybody via tutorials, so as long as you paid attention. Well, how come you're looking it up now? This is basic knowledge, so if you skip tutorials, try not to. The only reason I say that, Sully, is because you will miss a lot in this game. I know that they're not as intuitive as other games, like Monster Hunter has a whole ass play guide for you, but this game is difficult, so make sure you look up all my guide videos on YouTube, as well as don't skip the tutorials in game, because they will try and teach you, but like it's not like you can review the tutorial, so it gets problematic. So if you miss something, it's gone forever. All right, so try not to miss anything. But in future, just tune into my channel, watch all my videos, you'll be okay. If you fail to watch all my videos, then you'll suffer a lot for no reason, because grinding in this game is super easy now. Everybody gets everything within like a day. If you're struggling longer than a day, it means you got major problems or you're missing information. And if you're missing information, it means you didn't do your homework. How dare I? I'm the world's greatest human being. That's how I dare.
Mission complete. Requesting transport support.
And hey, Joe, how's it going? Well, Lewis, the thing is, I agree that they need to not budge on their harder content. And while they can make skills viable, I believe that harder content must remain harder. But they can't do that. Let me take a look at this. You know, like, have they ever lowered the difficulty of Mizutsune even though it could one-shot people? No. Just adapt to it. Did they ever lower the difficulty of Zoshia? No. Just fail until you get good. Sonny, please wait until later in the week. Never ask me when a build is coming. I will give it to you guys when it's ready. Okay? Never ask me when a build is coming. It will come when it comes. You know the rules. Yes, gone are the days of grinding a Descendant for 4 days. It is unnecessary now. And Austin Walden, that's just your feeling on it, because it has never done that for me. Very occasionally, I have to wait until I get the target farming filled, but what it is designed to do is protect you from too much random numbers. That's what it essentially does. It's a pity system. It is working as intended if you get it earlier than the target system, because that's how probability works. You know, I always find it funny when people don't understand numbers and probability and things like that. Things that are so easy for me and that I could memorize in the drop of a hat are so difficult. And like, it's like, come on, man. This is stuff you should have learned in middle school. Everybody should have learned this. Well, to give the details more correctly, and just to ensure that everybody understands the situation, what they're doing, Fox, is that they're making it so that skill damage, okay, exact wording, skill damage no longer receives a penalty in Void Erosion Purge at the higher stages. This means that you will be able to do full skill damage to your targets in accordance with their resistances, okay? So basically, instead of getting a minimalist version of your skill damage, because they forcefully reduce skill damage for no reason, you are getting the full power of your skills in the later stages of Void Erosion Purge. This means that theoretically you can use skill-based Descendants just as you would use gun-based Descendants. However, you're still going to need your guns built up. So based on the demonstration that they showcased with Viessa, now I don't know what the build is, because they should have showcased an optimized build to explain how it should all work, but they didn't. They just showcased a run, so we don't know what build, what components they're using. You know, we don't know any of that. But it still took them about 7 to 8 minutes to run solo in the final stage with Viessa alone. Pretty impressive compared to what we had before. But is that really what we want? Lord Rain, I only have a farming build for Sharon, but it's old. I may work on her again in future, but you'll have to wait. If you want, you can reference the old build to understand how she was built up before, but there's no arcade tuning in there because obviously it was before arcade tuning. I don't believe she was running Cold Snap, no. And anyway, since when does Reddit even understand builds in the first place? I don't believe she was running Cold Snap, because Cold Snap leaves a trail on the ground. I don't think it did that in the video. So, unless, I mean, you guys can watch the video for yourself. If she leaves a trail on the ground after her third skill, it should be Cold Snap, but we'll see.
Too slow. You can't run away.
Or it could be a minimum, actually, it could have been Cold Snap with minimum duration. I didn't really take a strong look at it, I just looked at the timings, to be frank. So, I could be wrong on that. But I didn't see the trail last for long, which is the only reason I'm saying it. That being said, they may not have decided to make the trail last long. They could have done a skewed build, taking advantage of the tighter corridors to just do a minimal spread, which is possible.
You can't run away. No. Too slow. This is your range. Damn it.
Well, Tenno, if you've got no idea what to do first, look for my ultimate FTP survival guide. That's what everyone starts with. Follow that until you are in hard mode. Once you're in hard mode, go get ultimate bunny and then farm whatever you want. Follow my builds and my guides on my channel. That's what you do. Here's a list of all my videos. Look for the ultimate FTP survival guide. All right? That's what you need to do, Tenno.
Well done, Descendant.
Or as your Lotus would say, you know what, screw it. I don't even want to make a Warframe reference. Just go take a look at all that and you're good to go. That's what everyone does. If you have further problems, observe what we do here. And you can feel free to ask other people in chat what to do. They might be able to point you in the right direction. If anyone's got recommendations for Mr. Tenno over there, why don't you tell him what a Warframe would do in this game? Hello, Neo Wolf. And lol, CG. Listen. You're a heretic, that's all. My Keelin build has been out since, checks notes last season. So everybody should already know the Keelin build. If you don't, why did you ignore Keelin last season? Why are you like this? But, you know, fair enough. Keelin was not that strong last season, but he is a bit stronger now after the buff, so you can have some fun with him. Excuse me. Sorry. Anyway, Keelin is only slightly behind Bunny in terms of raw power. So, sorry, in terms of speed. So he's actually pretty useful. Raw power, lol. Actually, he is quite behind Bunny in raw power. But speed-wise, he's not that bad off. So Keelin does do quite well. Yep, I am very blessed to have most of you here. But how dare you guys even exist in my presence? Heretics. I will have your families chained for this. But yeah, Keelin's fun. Used to be fun until Ines dropped, then everybody dropped Keelin as well, so that was a thing. And now he's back and he's all like, you know what, screw you guys, okay, you don't deserve me. So that's Keelin for you. He's back with a vengeance. And remember, Keelin remembers everything you did to him. He remembers. All right. See you later, CG. Enjoy your meeting. All right. We shall miss you till you're back, pal. Well, cute but psycho. Keelin was always good, but he was just overshadowed by Ines. Now with the Ines nerf, and of course, Male Descendants getting buffed last week, in case you missed all the patch notes, he is a bit better. So I'm working on him right now. And, well, Sonny, you can prefer Blair all you like, but Blair is like 2 minutes slower than Keelin. So, I mean, if you want to play the game slowly, I'm not going to stop you, but most of us don't have time. So we kind of just do whatever's fastest. Facts are facts. Blair is snail pace. Well, Umbra, have you seen the new dev announcement? If you haven't, you might want to check that out on the news page. Then you can come here and discuss. I would suggest going to the TFD website, check out the latest news update. Foxy, you are a weirdo, but yes, maybe. Hello, Martin. How's it going? But anyway, I mean, look, people can tell me they prefer Blair, they prefer this, they prefer that. But at the end of the day, can your Blair be faster than my Keelin? I don't think so. If your Blair can be faster than my Keelin, good, because you can't do that. I dare anyone. I challenge anyone. Please show me that your Blair can be faster than my Keelin. It won't happen, but you can wish for it. You can think about it, you know? It's called wishful thinking. What weapon am I using? Python. I'm using it as a speed stick. It's actually not that good, but meh.
This is your range.
Let it be a speed stick.
I'll kill you all. Crumbling down. Shields down. This is your range.
We've detected signs of life inside a nearby RK receptor.
I'll kill you all.
See, fun is fine, Sonny. I don't mind fun. I'm not against fun. But, as I've always told people, please remember that no matter what, I'm here to spit only facts. So, for you guys as players, sure, it's not about playing the fastest. But I have to give a factual statement. And that's why when people say, I prefer this character, I'll say you can prefer it, but I'll still tell you the situation that he's slower. So, you like what you like. You can have your preferences, but remember, as an official content creator, my job is to do only one thing. Explain the actual situation in accordance with the facts. And what are the facts? Keelin is so much faster than Blair. You can play Blair all you like, but he's still trash and he needs buffs. He needs to be made fast, because he's not fast. He is going at the pace of evolution. Alright? By the time the dinosaurs finally get wiped out, maybe Blair will be good. Now, of course, he's not as terrible as Jaber. Jaber is forever the meme, but I haven't tested Jaber yet. What if Jaber's faster than Blair now? What are you guys going to do then? Alright? Can you imagine if Blair takes over Jaber's spot as the worst?
Too slow. Damn it. My shield's down. Move.
Orochi, since when are there other respectable content creators? Thanks, Lestat. Enjoy. More should be coming soon. I'm waiting for it to finally release. I put up the album for release last week, and it should take them a week or two, but it'll be up on my... It should be up on my Spotify. In the meantime, we're working on more stuff. Thanks, John and Foxy, for always putting up my links. Appreciate you guys doing that. It's very kind of you guys. All right. You guys can be my deputy moderators until I give you guys actual power at a later stage in time. Axone, please check the news update. It's they're talking about an upcoming change, but if you want full information before discussing, check the news on their website. It explains that they are considering this upcoming change, and well, sorry, I shouldn't say considering. They're going to implement this upcoming change for Void Erosion Purge to make skills viable. And yes, in fact, Jonathan and Foxy have been putting up my music links on SoundCloud, YouTube. You can hear my newest music on my YouTube music channel, as well as SoundCloud first before it goes onto Spotify and Apple Music. Because I usually have to gather my tracks for an album before I make a release, and Spotify will only accept releases, so it does take some time.
Mission complete. All units proceed to transport.
Listen, you like Blair Sports Skill, then go for it. Well, Axome, that's a very, very old update you're talking about. But yes, they did lower monster hit points, but this update has nothing to do with that. Please check the latest news on the TFT website so you guys have full knowledge of what's coming. Then please, by all means, come here and discuss it. I love to see the discussions here. Anyway, Orochi, how dare you say that there's other respectable content creators? Thou shalt have only one god here, for I am an angry and jealous god. I think they said that in some holy book or whatever. But anyway, do you see Foxy and Jonathan? Do you know why someday they shall become my moderators? Because there is only but one God, and they shall only obey me.
You can't run away.
For they shall be my apostles in the coming of end times, or some weird shit like that. Whatever they say in religious books, you know, just say something like that. Let's go with that. But anyway, all jokes aside, coming back to the main point. The crucial key to this whole thing is, even if they do make other characters viable and whatnot, is it going to make it more fun? Because while I can understand that they want to add variety, people are still going to default, unfortunately due to the speedrunning culture, people are still going to default to the absolute best builds. You might get a couple of people that do play for fun, which is great, but, you know, fun is a limited factor. And that's kind of the thing that I've been trying to highlight. I love that some of you guys play for fun. That's good. You will never hear me say it's bad. But what you must also understand from me is this. Although some people are playing for fun, that's not what everyone does. And because not everyone's playing for fun, you get situations whereby players are playing only for the most optimized stuff that they can put together, right? And those people are gonna just go for the most optimized stuff, irrespective of what that is. You take that away, you know, they're not gonna have fun with that. Yes, you are, Michael. So I would hope that you behave today.
Too slow.
Because if you cannot behave, you will just go right back in.
Loading. Damn it. My shield's down. Too slow.
Well, essentially, yes. You should be. They said you should be using the correct element to face off against the enemies, but I don't know how relevant that'll be. Again, it remains to be seen. Like, we'll have to check it out for real.
Damn it. My shield's down. You can't run away.
Well, that's why on Twitter I told them, you know, that realistically speaking, they need to make it so that both guns and skills are viable.
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large
Fair enough,
numbers.
Orochi. I respect that.
Must attack their point of
But remember,
origin.
thou shalt have no other gods before me.
You can't run away.
Okay? If thou haveth any other gods, I shall have to consume the lemonade from your refrigerator. Such was the penalty in my holy book.
I'll snuff them off. This is your end.
Well, I mean, it's kind of your choice, but I don't know if he's the weakest yet. I haven't tested him, so I can't say. Like, genuinely, I want to test, after I'm done with all this, you know, I want to test out Ezimo at some point. Like, that's on my list.
Too slow.
Well, if thou don't have lemonade, then thou shalt pay in blood.
You can't run away.
Well, Blair versus Keelin. Obviously, I mean, this dude can literally freaking dash and defy gravity, so kind of a no contest there.
The original.
I'll kill you all.
Some random chef versus the guy that can defy gravity. I mean, I think we all know who to bet on, right?
Show's down.
Well, Robert, just follow my guides and you'll be fine. Hey, Going Dark, how's it going?
Too slow.
Don't be asking any weird questions today, okay, Going Dark?
Shield's down.
Alright? Well, fair enough, Lewis. I'm glad you're loving him since the buff. Well, Goncalo, if you haven't been playing for a month, Ines is still very good for mobbing, but she has undergone some changes and nerfs. I was just checking out some of my latest videos to understand the changes, alright?
Oh my. Operation completed.
I think that they're gonna need to do a full rework. And you asked my honest opinion? I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I'll tell you, they're gonna have to fully rework Blair, or else he's gonna just be ass. Alright, that's my thoughts. Anybody who has other thoughts is welcome, but, well, eh. Sorry, John, what do you mean, who am I and what have I done with RAR? Which statement did I make that was non-RAR related? Please refresh my memory, John. I give you permission to speak against me.
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Shield's broken.
Dude, they should make Blair the Human Torch.
My shield's down. Too slow. Shield's down. Crumbling rot. Shield's down.
Listen, Michael, you have a YouTube account. Go post a video of your Blair build. Show that she's faster than Bunny. You can do that. By all means, man. Go for it.
Shield's down. Whip. Too slow.
Ah, Blair becoming Dante from DMC. I would love to see that.
You can't run away. Boom. Damn it.
I don't check the damage numbers because honestly, the damage numbers mean nothing to me. I'm gonna run it myself and see what she can actually do in stage 29.
We've detected signs
If
of
Blair
life
blinds
inside
you,
a
just
nearby
turn
RNA
off
receptor.
your explosions, dude. And also, Leaf, sorry I missed your message. I'll have to check that in a second. I gotta scroll up in chat. Hello, JB. This is Keelin. Anyone who doesn't know what Descendant this is, man, you've been missing out. Bao, again, it's not that skill Descendants are overtaking gun Descendants. We don't know if that's the case. They're just saying that skill Descendants will be made viable, not that they're overtaking. Don't get the facts wrong. We will have to wait and see what the actual changes will be, guys. Please do not overreact or over-dramatize, okay? We're here to have a discussion, not a random throw-up of, you know, agony and pain or whatever else you guys do. And they did not nerf Sigma Sector drops, no. I think you were just lucky when you were getting 2 per run because, quite frankly, my drops are the same. Now, I'm still waiting for John to tell me why, why I have been replaced. I'm still waiting why you made that statement that I've been replaced. You know, I need to know. I need to know. It's burning within me. John, where are you? Tell me this information of why you think I have been replaced. Well, there's no need to hear a multitude of different things. There's only two
Descendant.
sources of information.
Enemy troops are
Number
being
one,
transferred
go
in
check the
large
website.
numbers.
That will
You
state the
must
facts.
attack
Number
their
two, you
point
can
of
ask us
origin.
here. We only state the facts. If you actually go to other sources, you will never get accurate information, so it's a waste of your time. All right, you want accurate information, there's only two sources you need to follow. Official, which is their website, their Discord, whatever, and not what other people are saying. Go look at the official post, and that's it. Then the other source of official information is myself. What I say is in line with what the website says. I never deviate from that, so you will get only accurate information. I do speculate, but if so, I will tell you it's a speculation, a personal speculation. There might be the potential for some. For Crab, John and Foxy were already shortlisted anyway, but as they will be at work, I do not wish to put additional pressure on them, so it'll only be on a needs basis. But they're already doing a fair job, so...
You can't run away. Shield's broken.
Keelin is fun to play, yeah. But I mean, anything can be fun to play. It just depends what you want out of this game.
Too slow.
For me, he's a nice little speedy boy. Well, there you go. That's why, like I said, anything that happens, don't worry about the facts until you come here. We'll tell you the facts. Damn, Rena. You've been with me all this time and you're gonna quit?
I'll kill
You gonna quit on me?
Oh my! Mission complete.
I won't be sad if you go, man.
Proceed to transport location. Great work out there.
I mean, I don't mind letting you take a break, but quitting? I can't have you quit on me, Rena. Alright, I need you too much, bro. The VEP Change, please check their website, Lawrence Haney, so you can at least get an understanding of what the change is going to be. And then after that, you can come here and discuss. It's way better if you actually just see what they posted on their news website, the dev note that they recently posted, because that way you get full information and you're not misinformed. Okay, that way you can come in and, you know, join in the discussion. And, of course, understand what we're talking about, too.
Descendant,
In full
confirm
detail.
arrival at the operation zone. Proceed with caution.
And Taco, Keelin is pretty good.
Descendant,
He has always been decent,
confirmed
but
a
he was
large-scale
completely
voltage
overshadowed by Ines. I mean, he was also slower than Bunny, but now the speed differential between him and Bunny is closed a little bit. This is despite Bunny getting a power-up. So I'm really digging that side of Keelin. The fact that it's now a little bit better than it was before. Oh, but unfortunately, using the incorrect skills does still present me with a problem.
Too slow. You can't run away.
Yes, that's what they're saying. I'm hoping that skills will not overshine guns, but let's see how it goes, Axel. Hopefully it'll be a positive change. Hopefully. It would be nice to make a Void Purge build for Keelin. That's also what I'm looking forward to, if he becomes viable. But the biggest problem that Keelin had before, in my personal opinion, was survival. Keelin had major issues of survival simply due to the fact that, unfortunately, no matter how I tried to slice it, he couldn't really survive a lot of the enemy attacks coming toward him. So that kind of created an issue on my end. But hopefully, you know, the change might make him good. We'll see. Otherwise, it'll just have to be a Freyna thing all over again.
Move. Too slow.
Which I would be rather drastically sad about.
You can't run away. Too slow. With changing matters. Move.
Now, where's the other thing? Ah, that way.
You can't run away.
No! Went in the wrong direction, friendos.
This is your end.
Travel area to area. Oh, yeah. Well, she's not viable now, so please take note of that. Okay, no matter what kind of build you make for her, she's not viable now. Please wait until they actually implement the change.
I'll kill you all.
Either way, you should be forced to use certain characters, yes, Axone, because otherwise there's no point. Every character is the same. You should always have a roster of characters built up, which is why they give us 10 Descendant slots. You're supposed to make use of those 10 Descendant slots. Now, of course, I am an advocate for everybody and their grandmother should be having all Descendants at all times. You know, because it's only $1 per slot. It's pretty cheap. So, yeah. I think that to me is a good thing. You know, using the appropriate Descendant for the appropriate level should really help out. Between Sharon and Keelin, I say go build everybody. If you don't have everybody and you cannot use everybody, well, you got homework. Alright, I think they want to gravitate toward a situation whereby every Descendant is viable. And that, ladies and gents, is what we should be celebrating and doing. Because why not? Sorry, don't understand what you're asking, Panda Gaming. Freyna has never had a glass cannon build. Even if you want to go for boss killing. So, not quite sure what you're talking about. Of course, Axome. I always make sense. I think you guys forget. Greatest human being on the planet. No, Keelin is still a faster farmer than Ajax. Ajax just gives people some variety, so I'm gonna drop his build just because people want to see him in action, you know, or they might want to farm with Ajax, but realistically speaking, Keelin will always be faster than Ajax because at the end of the day, Keelin is a genuine speed farming character.
Extraction from operation zone initiated.
Even then, why would you play glass cannon in farming defense? I mean, you don't need it. You can just go HP and still kill everything in the defense mission. Which is why I am not an advocate for glass cannon, because I find that anyone who advocates for glass cannon is stupid unless it's absolutely necessary. In the past, it had to be done for certain boss kills, but then, you know, why? You're just wasting time. I mean, I guess if people want to waste time, who am I to stop them, right? That's their prerogative. I shouldn't. Actually, wait, I should judge them, because why are they doing stupid things? Food for thought. As you can tell, I am not a great fan of, how should I say? Silliness, stupidity, those kinds of things. I tend to be a bigger fan of, you know, smart decisions. Exactly why it's overkill. It's not needed. And for me, inefficiency is basically causing people to waste time. Because the one thing that I hate the most is people who have built builds and then they come to me and say, ah, I wasted all this time building builds. Such a wasteful waste of wasting. And I'm like, and a lot of people actually quit because of that. Sometimes you choose the wrong teacher and it's a problem. And Rena, you're right. You're damn right. You're never gonna quit. You're never gonna quit on me, man. I like you too much. And John, by the way, I'm still waiting for you to tell me. What was it, you know, what was it that made you think that RAR had been replaced today? John, now that you're back, tell me.
Descendant, confirm arrival of the operation zone. Proceed with
Also, I just
caution.
saw what you said in job vent. Lol. Yes, it is, Mango Cran. I will release an update for Freyna at a later stage. I just have to work on her arcade tuning. I'm just really lazy because going through Sigma Sector is mind-numbing, but I will do it at some point for you guys.
This is your end.
Oh, no, because, I mean, you gotta check out the changes, right? I mean, he did get changes, so, you know. It's only fair that we test for the people. For the VEP change, I would really like it if you actually go to the website and check the dev note, because that way you've got a full understanding of what they're trying to do. It's better than if I explain it. Long story short, they're going to make skills viable in Void Erosion Purge, but please do check out the dev note. That way you can come back and have a proper discussion with us. I'm okay with a glass cannon as long as it serves a purpose. It's not necessary here. In most cases. And even if it were necessary, in most cases you're going to die because of it.
I'll snuff them.
Most players here do not have the skill level to do it. And who knows, John? I might. Just her DPS build, but I might. Who knows?
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale motive transfer.
You don't use Freyna for Deathstalker. Sorry, no. I have never built a Freyna build for Deathstalker, and I never will. And there's no updates for it, because if you want to fight Deathstalker, you should be using Serena or Glay. Or you can use the old Enzo build if you want to. But you should never be using Freyna. Freyna is toxic and Deathstalker is toxic. That is a silly thing to do. I said you could do it in the past, but you are wasting everybody's time if you do it now. Okay? So please either build a Haley build or an Enzo build, as I've shown in the past. You can use the old builds, and you'll still win. But you should just be building Serena now, because there's no point in wasting time. Just build Serena. Serena's gun bossing build, until they nerf it, is the strongest option, so don't waste time.
You can't run away.
Well, yes, the Purge was only intended for guns, but they have decided to make this change. Because you see, the people in the official Discord cried and said that, why can't I use skills in Void Erosion Purge? The devs said you're supposed to use guns, but everybody cried and whined and whined and whined and whined. And you know what happens to whiners? The devs listen to them for some god-awful reason. And even though the devs made it sound really pretty, it's because people whined. Now, that being said, there are positives and negatives. I'm not going to be entirely negative here, because that's not fair either, right? What the devs did say is that they're going to introduce variety. And that's good. Variety is good. We want variety, or else our games and lives get very, very boring. Alright? It's like, you know, when you have that special someone, and after a while, everything starts to seem the same, so you bust out the whipped cream. Those of you who understand what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. Those of you that are not married, well, that's okay. You will know later in life. But that being said, I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. When you eat too much of the same food, you constantly eat the same spaghetti, you might want to change it up. You know, you can't just eat bolognese all day. You want a little good carbonara occasionally, you know? Maybe some squidding pasta. Right? So that's the whole reason that this is going down. So variety is good. What we are concerned about is the impact that this variety change will have on difficulty. Because the intention of Void Erosion Purge was to introduce a new level of difficulty and to ensure that guns had their place in the spotlight. Void Erosion Purge was always meant for guns. Now, what we're going to have to see is whether or not we can just sort of brute force it with an S, which is not a great plan, or are we actually going to see a variety of characters become viable for Void Erosion Purge? Is it going to be the new norm? You know, all these questions, ladies and gents, these questions are what we do not know. So we cannot make a judgment yet. Even if I would like to make a judgment now, it would be unfair. Because we haven't seen what the devs have in store for us. Of course your shields are down, Keelin. You ain't got no shields in the first place. Excuse me. Goodbye.
Mission complete.
They did, but don't forget that the enemies in 29 are weak to electric. So when they implement this change, Ines will have an advantage, which is good. Which is good. I want to see that. What are they changing? Go to the website, please, and check it out. If you go to the First Descendant website, the dev note will explain it. Therefore, you can get a clearer picture before you discuss. All right. And John, what is this game about? It's a looter shooter. You run around, you loot, and you shoot. Simple. I'm sure you've played games like Warframe and whatnot. Same thing here. Looter plus shooter. Don't forget to check out my music. John's just put up the links. Remember, John, you and Foxy are going to be shortlisted for mods if I ever need help. All right? So, just so you know. Just so you know. Just in case, I need to give you the wrench. Okay? Shield builds? Of course I do. The old Enzo build, which is what I told the guy. The old Enzo build, the old Haley shield build, all on my channel. All he needs to do is reference them. However, it would still be better if he just picks
Hound
Serena.
actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Specialized Vulgus aircraft detected. That aircraft is used
And
to fly through
Sarega,
void
please
storm.
call me robot.
It
Don't
must
call
be
me
shot
Asian.
down.
All right, if you address me by my race, it looks really, really bad on YouTube. So just in case you're foreign or you don't speak English as your first language, I completely understand you. But just be aware that you should probably address me as robot, not Asian. Okay? Don't just say, "Hey, Asian." It doesn't sound good, pal. Okay? I hope you don't mind that. But anyway, if you cannot launch the game today, there should be no problems. In fact, all the disconnection issues have been fixed. So make sure your game is fully updated. Otherwise, uninstall, reinstall the game. If it still does not work, go to the official Discord and tell the devs your problem. If you have a specific error, you can ask the people in the official Discord for help. I do have to rework my Enzo builds at some later point in time. I think it'd be a great idea to do that. But we shall see.
Changing mags. Swapping mags. Reloading. You can't run away. Move. Shield broken. This is your end.
Descendant, we're detecting RK life signs inside a Vulgus structure.
Yes, it is.
I'll snuff them.
This Python is all about mag dumping, and that's all it does. Fortunately, I have to switch temporarily because I'm almost out of ammo. Which is not good.
Move.
I do not like to be out of ammo.
Damn it.
Where's the B? Oh, there it is.
Too slow.
Best mode for character XP, Special Operations Defense Mission. That is where everybody goes. That's the best XP. I just hang around here because I need arcade tuning. Otherwise, I'd be in Spec Ops Defense Mission. If you just want to purely level your character, Spec Ops Defense is where it's at.
Your end.
Especially if you've got boosts, yes. I think matchmaking was always there, but maybe more people in your region are playing Orochi, which is a good thing. I hope that that's the case.
Move. Shield broken. You can't run away. This is your end. I'll snuff the life from you.
Hard mode, of course. Always the hard mode. By the way, if I miss questions in chat, Foxy or John, if you have time, I don't know if you guys do have time, but if I happen to miss questions, right, could you just highlight them to me, or, you know, just let me know that I may have missed a question by some people, because chat's pretty active, so just in case I miss questions, sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up while also playing the game. Dividing my attention too is not very easy, so I hope you guys don't mind. If I do miss a question, please feel free to ask again, alright,
My shield's down.
and my peeps will try and help you as best I can. We try to answer every question that the community has, so if I don't address your question and I miss it, please feel free to state it again. Alright, I will try my best to answer every question that is posed to me. So, yeah, if I miss you out, I'm not trying to ignore you guys on purpose. Alright, if I am trying to ignore you guys on purpose, you'll know about it. But most of the time I'm not, so yeah, I do apologize if I missed anybody's questions.
Move.
And no problem, Cloudy Sword. Always here to help the community with my builds, videos, whatever. All you gotta do is follow and you'll be good to go.
Oh my!
Just sight the enemy,
Extraction from operations
unleash
zone
your full mag in their
initiated.
face, and you're good to
Good
go.
work, Descendant.
Now don't forget to like and share the stream, yeah? The more of you that do, the better. And Exalted, I would actually recommend you go to the website and read the dev note, because that way you've got full information. But what, and that goes for you as well, Extreme GR. The summary of the VEP change is that they're making skills viable in the Void Erosion Purge. But for full details, please do go to the website and check the dev note. I think it'd be better for you guys to get a full understanding. Then you come back here and you can join in the discussion more easily. All right? If you check the dev note first, it'll be better for you. That way you can come here and participate properly in discussion. But essentially, the essence of the change is that skills will become viable in Void Erosion Purge. You're most welcome. Once you've had a look, come back here. Predatory Instinct works with any rapid-fire weapon. If it's not a rapid-fire weapon, Predatory Instinct doesn't work. So any kind of weapon where you originally needed to click to fire, so for example, things like tactical rifles or your hand cannons, that's not going to work with Predatory Instinct. Handguns, machine guns, assault rifles, submachine guns, all this works with Predatory Instinct because they are rapid-fire weapons. Okay? I hope I have made that clear enough. And I went here because I forgot what I was going to do. Aha! I have 100 coins. What shall I buy with these 100 coins? There's only one thing to buy. That's all this. Give me. 50. Give me. Now, did I have this? Oh, reactor enhancement, right? I'm just going to quickly do that. Grab another 100 coins and get more gold. Because gold is good. And yes, it could be that there's nobody on your region currently matchmaking, which does happen occasionally. You do have to be aware of that. Okay, very occasionally, you may have situations whereby you may have nobody on your server. My Python build is currently under construction, but yes, I've already tried it. I'm going to tell you right now that you're not going to get fantastic results for it. It'll never become a hyper viable weapon. That being said, it's an alright donut. It's not great. It's not fantastic. It's okay, kinda, I guess. A little bit to the left. It's an alright donut. Well, I'm happy that you think the change sounds good. Fingers crossed that it goes good. Predatory Instinct is good to have, but it must work with your weapon. Don't forget, it doesn't work with rocket launchers, things like that. So you need to know where it works and where it doesn't work. This is all detailed in the video. So make sure you're following the advice in the video to the letter. If you haven't watched it thoroughly, watch it a couple dozen times and get the information you need. This will help you in your journey. The party finding system, I think, will not help because, look, do you know why we have trouble finding parties? Because, plain and simple, we don't have enough player population. Sorry, Neil, you cannot do that. I would suggest that you make a suggestion to the devs to let you change server like all other games do. That would be a big help. Sorry, what is any 0100, Rena? And who is struggling with that? I scrolled a little bit up in chat, but yeah. And as for deleting the cache, no, I'm not sure how to do that. But if you're having trouble deleting the cache, I would say go to Reddit for advice. I don't give tech advice here. All I'll say is that if you're having trouble logging in, uninstall, reinstall, that's the safest way to do it. If you still cannot log in, go to the official Discord for tech help. To be frank, we are not here as tech support. We can try and help, but it's not within the scope of our duties, so please take note. Oh, Sarega. Fair enough. Well, I don't know what that error is, but again, please take note that we are not tech support. We are not tech help. Well, we can occasionally assist you with it. Most of the time, please go to the official Discord. Sounds like your PC settings or hardware is the problem, Goku. Oh, sorry. Not Goku. Who was it that said that? Somebody else, right? Extreme GR. It sounds like your PC hardware is the problem compared to your PlayStation 5. Either that or your PC settings are not optimized. So I would suggest changing your PC settings to the lowest possible settings and then adjust from there until you can get stable frame rates. Because it sounds like you might be playing the game on higher settings than you have. Fair enough, Ren.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale bogus transfer.
You can't
Well,
run away.
I wish you good luck in figuring it out, Thor.
Wither. This is your
It's always fun to experiment on your own. I post my builds when they're ready, but I always suggest people experiment on their own first. Well, that should have been the first thing that came to your mind, Mr. Extreme GR. There's nobody on the planet that would just play when their game is stuttering. Always resolve performance issues first. Once you do, life is good. You don't resolve performance issues, your gaming life is going to be miserable. Every PC gamer knows this.
Shields down. This is your red. Move.
And new Void Intercept boss, I don't know. But I don't think they should be working on a new boss. But they need to focus on this goddamn storyline. They've got multiple bosses that they can freaking rotate. They should just rotate Infernal Walker back in and be done with it. Like I said, it's your settings, dude. And also, doesn't matter. You could be playing COD on totally different settings. Every game is optimized differently. Take note of that, Mr. Extreme GR.
Shields broken.
Please be aware. Every single game is optimized differently. So you always have to customize your settings no matter which game you play. It's not strange. Either you're new to PC gaming, or, you know, you're just... Or you got your PC yesterday, which I hope is not the case. Alright? Any PC gamer should know. Once you are playing on PC, you have to optimize every single game independently. Some games you can run on higher graphics, some games you can't. It's to do with your hardware, your VRAM, your RAM, all this kind of thing. I would suggest studying some tech channels to understand better if you are new or lacking in the knowledge right now. Especially from game to game. Absolutely. And John does this kind of thing for a living.
Too slow. Shields broken.
Well, I'm glad life is temporarily good. Now, Foxy, where's my coffee?
My shields down.
You got yours. Did you get one for me?
Shields down.
I'm gonna ask you again. Where my coffee at? Where's my coffee?
Move. Too slow.
Poor Foxy. Imagine if she gets shame bells just for that. What's she gonna do? Like, she's gonna have to like send me a grab is the food
Mission
delivery here. She's
complete.
gonna have to like
All
grab
units
delivery
proceed
my
to
coffee to
transport
me.
location. Great work out there.
I don't know, Orochi. I will test it myself live right now. I will make no predictions about it because I still don't like the change. Oh, you just assumed that I like tea. Is that it? Just assume that. No, I want coffee too. What is this assumption that I like tea? Now, you deserve the shame bells. Taboo depends on you, man. A lot of people only build their Albion Cavalry specifically for Void Erosion Purge. I still use the Enduring Legacy for most standard content because it's just useful as a speed stick as well. How do I take my coffee? I'll be real with you, I only drink mochas. I don't actually take coffee. The most I'll get is a mocha, and if it's anything stronger than that, I will usually take a cold brew of any kind, but it must be without milk. I don't mind taking it less sweet, but no milk. Milk will kill me.
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground. Transport is en route to standby position.
Well, my
Best of
main
luck,
stream is on
Descendant.
YouTube anyway.
A specialized
TikTok is
Vulcan
just for people on the go.
aircraft appeared over the operation zone.
Can't run away.
Blasted out of the sky.
And either way, as a streaming platform, TikTok's quality is still lower than YouTube's, unfortunately. Jerome, have you checked my Void Erosion Purge builds? Because Ines and Glay were always used. I would suggest using that. Glay and Serena. Now, Ines still works up till stage 24 as per my video. Thanks, Foxarella. As long as you just don't give me milk, I will be okay. If you put milk in my coffee, I will die. So please do not give me milk, guys. You want to kill me? Just give me milk. You know what's even deadlier than milk for me? Goat cheese. If you sneak some goat cheese in my meal, I will die. So goat cheese is a big no-no. Surprisingly, butter is okay to an extent. And normal cheese is okay to an extent. But milk straight up no, and goat cheese straight up no. So I can have ice cream, I can still eat pizza, but I just can't eat too much of it. However, if I do consume pizza with you guys, I cannot be in the same room with you guys for about 2 to 4 hours after consuming said pizza, unless I take a digestive solution. So take note of that if you decide to hang out after we eat pizza. Just saying. Yeah, the arcade tuning is the same for Ultimate Blair and regular Blair. So you can level up his arcade tuning now if you want to. But again, he's not that great. So he still has root problems in his kit. You can improve him, but overall he is still Garbo. The price of a mocha does depend on where I live. Yes and no, Bryman. I'm semi-lactose intolerant. There are certain things I can consume, certain things I cannot consume. Yogurt is another one that's kind of on the fence. Certain yogurts are okay, but definitely not full cream. Full cream yogurt will be a death sentence for me. So I have to be very careful around yogurts as well. But ice cream, anything is fine as long as it's not ultra creamy. The creamier it is, the more chances I will, you know, have problems with that particular ice cream. But most of the time, I'm all good. I'm not allergic to dairy. I most likely have some degree of lactose intolerance. I used to be fine when I was a kid, but as I've grown older, I've developed more and more intolerance. So I've become more intolerant as I grow older. Sounds wild, doesn't it? But that is how it is. Okay? My intolerance has grown with age. I'm well aware of how that sounds. But I swear I don't mean it that way. Enjoy your espresso, Extreme GR. Listen, I can give the Hitman ideas if they want, you know? I mean, people already want to get my channel taken down, so I'm still waiting for the guy that wants to get my partnership taken away, my channel taken down. He threatened it, you know, I'm still waiting. My channel's still here, you know? So, yeah, you know, it's been hours, but, you know, he still hasn't taken my channel down, still hasn't gotten my partnership canceled with Nexon, you know? Yeah, that's the latest threat against me. Against RAR, you know, everybody's all like, oh yeah, we hate you so much, man. We're gonna get your channel taken away, bro. Don't mess with us, bro. Bro, we're gonna remove your channel, bro. Okay, cool. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
My shield's down.
So, if ever you see me stop streaming, now, it means that the TFD Mafia won, okay? In which case, call the Avengers. Because they're actually good at their job. And help me get their building busted up or whatever. Call Hawkeye. Yeah, some people do grow into allergies and grow out of them. It's just how your body changes as you age. But do remember that tomorrow morning I will not be streaming. I'm going to go get my hair cut. Okay, so if you don't see me tomorrow morning, don't call the police. I'm still alive.
Awaiting transfer to transport position. Well done.
I don't care why they're so mean. I'm just, you know, I just find it funny at this point because, hey, if you want to fight me, then go ahead. I'm waiting. Oh, come on. Just throw this away. Okay, there we go. You want to help with that haircut, John? I don't want to go back to a military buzz cut, though, bro. Foxy, I can't believe we were thinking the same thing. Like, yo, right there. Right there, we were thinking the same thing. And yes, I can have bubble teas, but I don't have it with milk. I just have the fruit ones. I love the fruit teas. Yeah, those are really nice. If you don't see me tomorrow, yeah, it might have been the goat cheese. The goat cheese might have come for revenge. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, family. I'm not quitting TFD, dude. I don't really care. Like, people have been trying to take down... People have said they'll take down my channel since 3 years ago, and I wasn't even making money right then. So, look, I'll just say it straight. You know, they want to try, they can try. It doesn't really matter. I mean, can you imagine what's gonna happen if the devs decide tomorrow that they're really gonna take away my partnership and make me quit? I'll say, fine, okay, enjoy. I'm gonna go play Monster Hunter. You know, y'all chill, y'all do whatever. All right, I'm gonna just go. Okay, but what's gonna happen with all the builds? Oh yeah, everybody will have no builds. Your game is gonna tank. Player population's probably gonna get... I wouldn't say half, but you're probably going to lose a good 3,000-4,000 players, especially when there's nobody to stream this every single day and also make people feel good about the game. So, ball's in their court. Please bring it on if they think that they can do that. I'm waiting. Fair enough, John. I respect it. I respect your skill with the high top. I don't really need anything else, so we'll just use this. As I run a clean stream, Taboo, I will not be answering that question. Okay? I have no need to answer those questions either because I don't have one. They do, Chris, they do. And Lestat, there's always the other guys. I mean, sure. But in that case, all of you would be watching the other guys instead of me. Right? So y'all best hope I don't quit. But as long as the money's good, I'm still happy here. Now, guys. We have a clean stream policy, so please respect that, okay? You want to have your waifu conversations or whatever, please go to Reddit, where that kind of thing is acceptable. Clean stream, all right? Keep it clean. Keep it chill. Carmac's good for my lips, but always chokes me initially. Exactly. Exactly why I'm very confident. Bring it on. I'm more than happy, you know? I would like to see for once somebody actually step up to their challenge, but I know that they won't. And by the way, John, sorry, I think I missed thanking you properly earlier, but thank you very much for the super chat earlier, all right? The mocha is appreciated greatly. Unfortunately, coffee here is expensive. I don't know why they treat it like gourmet or whatever, but I just rarely drink it. Rarely being the key word. Occasionally I do. When I really, really need it, but most of the time it's rarely.
You can't run away. Too slow. This is your end. You can't run away.
Dude, Keelin is stuck in a corner. LOL! Oh, okay, I can just jump up and out. That's so funny. Only weapon hits, my friend. Just the gun hits. Doesn't apply on skill hits. Brisk Walk is also a big waste of a slot, so I would really recommend not using it. It was only ever useful in the past, but then we realized that you can evade Defiler without Brisk Walk. At first, we used Brisk Walk because it was necessary for evading Defiler, or so we thought. But turns out that wasn't the case. Hell, Leroy. Yes, welcome all you lovely folks.
Descendant, we're detecting RK life signs inside a Vulgus structure.
Move. Whip.
Yep, just working on his arcade tuning a bit.
This is your red.
Trying to at least make this thing useful.
This is your end. Wither.
Congratulations, JB. As long as you're following my builds, you will always do well. No problem, Ultimate Warlord. I'm here to help.
Large-scale Vulgus transfer confirmed. Descendant, stop the enemy troop deployment.
We give you the information you need so that you can succeed. Now, we may not give you speed run timings or things like that because I really don't bother to go that in depth with games, but we'll give you what you need. Get you through.
You can't run away. This is your end. Damn it. My shield's down.
Of course. Cooldowns are important.
Changing mags. Shield's broken.
Well, this fella here,
You can't run away.
you're gonna need him.
Crumbling.
Keelin's biggest trouble has always been his excessively long cooldowns.
Too slow.
It's funny because the devs gave the excuse when Keelin was released that they didn't want to release him overpowered like he was during the playtest, or so they said. But then they released an S and Serena. So yeah, that's why everybody historically thought that they were biased toward the females rather than the males, because they nerfed Keelin before his release by giving him excessively long cooldowns. Now look at him. So you ask me, I feel that it's kind of pointless overall. I feel like they should have just, you know, let Keelin be and given him these appropriate cooldowns. Maybe they can adjust him upward in future, because it would be nice. Just a smidge of cooldown reduction so I can put his tiles elsewhere. Give him even more speed. I won't shame bell you for not playing Keelin, Foxy. I'll only shame bell you for not making me coffee as well. That's all. Your play preferences are a personal thing. I will not shame you for this, my dear friend.
Great work out there.
New super chat received.
Hey, HP Notebook, I'm doing good. There's no situation with the channel. I was joking earlier. Just some assholes, you know, came by my stream and they said they were going to get my channel taken down or whatever. And they were going to try and remove my partnership with the First Descendant and all that. I said, okay, please try. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. So amongst the complaints that I've had so far for my channel, let me get the list for you guys.
This is Hound Actual.
Okay.
All personnel.
He
Void
is
storm is
very
intensifying.
arrogant.
Conditions
He
are
berates
unfavorable.
his audience.
Proceed with caution.
He
Over.
calls his audience stupid.
Enemy
There's one there.
requesting
He
strike.
looks down on people that have no money. He is all about money. Yeah, those are about the complaints, but quite frankly, yeah, it's called running a business. That's why I'm successful. That's how I feed my family. Like,
I'll snuff them.
I don't know. To me, it just sounds like the same kind of complaints that, forgive me for saying this, jobless bottom dwellers would have. Like, look,
My shield's down.
if you're jobless, get a job. If you can't get a job, go upskill. Do something with your life. Like, you want to say that I'm looking down at people, go ahead, but I will tell you this much. When I was fresh out of college, I couldn't find a job for 2 years. You want to know why? I spent my college life partying and playing video games like a moron, and I paid for that. Finally got a job as an accountant, slogged my butt off for 4 years, and then I started this with only my own capital. Did not take a loan from the bank.
My shield's down.
I did not ask my parents for money. Everything I put into this was earned from my saving up my salary while still paying bills. So y'all want to start your own business, you got no excuse. I saved up 2 years worth of salary as a buffer just in case my streaming didn't work out. Thankfully it did work out, so I've only had to dip into, for startup funds, I've only dipped into about, I guess, 6 months worth of my previous salary for that. Yeah, so that's what I did. If anybody else wants to have a problem with that, like, I really don't give a shit. Come on, try me. And Mystic Dove, please, yes, please refer to me as Robot. And there's a reason why. It's because if you refer to somebody by their race, I know it's in my name, but when you refer to somebody by their race on YouTube, it kind of doesn't look good. Don't forget, YouTube is a public space, so yeah, you might just want to call me Robot instead of calling me by my race. Generally, if you address me by my race, it makes you look like that's, well, the main thing on your mind, and I'm sure you don't really want that label, right? So yeah, just call me Robot, dude. Everyone else does. That's what everyone calls me here. Thanks. Appreciate that. See, John already getting the spirit of modding. I know, right, Fox? I shouldn't work to feed my family. I should just be a bum like them, man. There you go. There you go. But anyway, like I said, I don't really care. People have been saying shit like this about me since day one. I still remember when I made the because a lot of people don't understand the style where I do make fun of my friends all the time. It's what we do. If I'm close to you, I'm gonna, you know, diss you a little bit, but I'm still gonna help you out if things ever go pear-shaped. You know, I got your back, but I'm still gonna diss you. I diss Arcane all the time. You know, it's how we operate here. But when I first started TFD, right, I made a Hangman guide, and everybody was so upset at the way that I treated my friend BBS. You know, they were like DMing BBS and telling him he should find better friends, and BBS like, what the hell is wrong with these people? You know, but it is what it is, man. I got my own style, and I really don't give a damn. I am who I am, and I'm never gonna change for anybody. People can tell me, oh, I'd have more viewership numbers if I changed. Yeah, nah, I don't want those snowflakes here either. But I tell you this, the first second you scold them, they won't be able to handle it. Me, if somebody does wrong, I scold them to their face, military style. All right. Until they get it right. Then once they get it right, they're brothers. End of story. Or sisters. Either way works. But you show me the right way, I'll treat you like family. You try to show up with an ego, I'm gonna knock you down until you understand that I'm your sergeant and you are going to do whatever I say. I'm not worried, HP Notebook. Like I said, I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. If it bothered me, I wouldn't worry about it. For me, it's just a fun story to tell. Like I said, since TFD started last year in July, people have said the same shit about me. I've still been a partner for 9 months, so yeah. Oh, people, it's not that people don't like bold people. It's also that people don't like folks that tell the truth. For example, I called out a lot of content creators, not by name, but I did kind of say it, that they were buying views. And that's why a lot of content creators actually dropped out of the program. Because when there's an honest content creator who will tell it like it is, it gets very difficult to run your little mafia circle jerk operation, but I'm never going to let that happen. For any game that I support, when I see that there's unfairness, I'm going to call it out. I'll stick with that. But yeah, I don't worry about negative people. They don't bother me. You know, I just chill, man. I just do what I do. Like, if I was worried about it, I'd be sweating like, oh, guys, I can't stream. Oh, I got to post on Twitter like, guys, I'm feeling so sad about this. Nah, man, I don't give a shit. I was going to make more music and songs, and then, you know, I just come on stream, I tell a funny story, I make fun of it or whatever, but it doesn't bother me at all. I'm just relaxed. Like I said, just this morning, you know, some dude was all like, oh, I'm going to get your channel taken down. I was like, okay, do it. Do it. Let's go. Let's go. You want to act like you're somebody, right? Come on, bring it up, bro. I'm gonna wait right now. I'm gonna wait right here. Okay, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. It's been a total of roughly 8 hours right now. I'm still waiting for my channel to get taken down. You know, dude is powerful. Drives a Porsche. You know, rich guy. Apparently owns all the world. You know, he's probably Bruce Wayne. He's probably Man-Bat. You know, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. You know.
You can't run away.
Yeah, like I said, I don't worry about it. For me, it's just a funny story. I just like to, cause look, I mean, most of us here were ex-military veterans. Doesn't really matter, you know. So we all have the same attitude. We're like, yo, bring it on, man. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do, you know.
My shield's down.
Like, if you really think you got the power, yeah, it was on the morning stream. There's some guy upset at, you know, that the fact that he had to follow rules, but again, I remember everything that people said. So last time he was bragging about having a Porsche and whatnot. Apparently likes to use caps lock. Didn't like being told that he couldn't use caps lock. And you know, I told him, hey, if you're that rich, then where's my donation? He gave some evasive answer, but look, you're gonna tell me that you're riding around a Porsche, then where's my red super chat? I want to see my $1,000 super chat right now. Maybe play Jaber right now, or maybe level up Luna. I'll do it. All right, I gotta see the red. I gotta see the red, but I ain't gonna see no red. I ain't gonna do it. No, but people always be like acting up on the internet. I think because, you know, you can hide behind the veil of anonymity. So I guess that's what drives them to that extent. It's the, and I hate saying it, because Reddit is sometimes useful, but it is kind of a Reddit culture. It's kind of that culture of, you know, hiding behind those simple Reddit avatars where nobody can tell who you are. But for me, you know, my face is on camera all day. I'm not a VTuber. I'm not hiding behind anything. Not that VTubers are hiding, but I'm just saying I'm not hiding behind an anime avatar. I'm me. What you see is what you get. You see this ugly mug? That's what you have. You know? Nope. And I have no intention of making a video for Blair until they buff him, because he is quite literally garbage. I wouldn't consider VTubing hiding. I mean, look, some VTubers look better, way better than the avatars. I think that it's just like, it's like a costume kind of thing, you know? So I really won't consider that hiding. For it to be considered hiding, it would be like totally having, you know, an anonymous presence so that you can comment and say all the shit without consequences. For VTubers, usually they do face reveals and things like that, so there are consequences for their actions. Although sometimes they lose fans when they do a face reveal because it so-called breaks immersion or something. I read about it at some article somewhere, but it was just kind of weird for me, so I, you know, stepped away from that. It's a bit outside my area of expertise, you know. I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. Here's my face. This is my face. This is me. You can see me. I'm not John Cena. Yeah, I mean, do whatever, man. You know, everybody's got a right to play the way they want. Everybody's got a right to stream the way they want. You know, do whatever you like. Ain't no problem with that. I got no issues with people doing whatever they want to do.
My shield's down. Shield's down.
But here's the thing, John. I'm glad you're happy with the crits, but yeah, Blair's too inefficient. Unless you can beat my bunny timings, then I would happily ask you for your build instead. You know? But for the most part, I don't think Blair can beat Bunny's timings, so.
My shield's down.
Yeah, this is Keelin. I have no reason to play Blair, dude. Keelin is far faster than Blair would ever be. And FYI, Sigma Sector has a negative against Toxic, so what you're seeing about Keelin is with reduced strength. More or less, yeah. I haven't finished his arcade tuning, but he's pretty much done up. I'll probably post the build later this week. Probably being the key word. Don't hold those expectations. All right. No problem, Mystic Dove. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. I'm here to make sure the average player can get what they need. However, I do tend to focus on what is, I believe, the focus of my stuff. So I do focus on that. Yeah, Keelin is basically ability based.
Confirm arrival at the operation zone. Proceed with caution. Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers. You must attack their point of origin.
Shield's down. You can't run away. I'll kill you then. Damn it. My shield's down.
Okay, I'm gonna need a second. Well, there's more coming soon.
Move. Crumbling. Shield's broken.
Descendant. The transport is dropped a wide
You
range
can maintain it,
shading charge
actually.
around.
So, for example, let's say I'm not out of
You needed
combat,
to
right?
purify the
You
void
can just
energy.
do one dash and
Find the
maintain it.
detonator with your
So you
arcane
can restore your
and
dashes with the
detonation device.
fourth and just sort of maintain it like this. Like, that's what I do as Keelin. It's very easy to maintain his ability and build it back up. Because with high levels of cooldowns, you can basically use your first skill to build up really quickly again. So Keelin, for me, very, very easy to operate.
Changing mags.
That's what I like about him. He's just good
Crumbling.
at everything that he does. Why should I play in a team? I have no need for it.
Too slow.
Besides, it gives people a good showcase of my build. And with all due respect, playing in a team doesn't showcase the full skills of a character, and more importantly, in many situations, you might actually end up slower, especially if you have to carry somebody. Now, the vast majority of people you don't have to carry. But if you end up having to do that, it slows down your runs, so I prefer to just be efficient. The fourth, for Keelin, very simple. When you are near an enemy, you will detonate your poison stacks on them, therefore dealing a lot of extra damage. Or if you are far away from an enemy,
You can't run away.
you can basically use it to restore your second skill's charges. So, you see? No enemies nearby, or rather, no infected enemies nearby. I can just instantly restore my charges by 3, which is very useful when you're dashing around.
Move. Swapping mags. Too slow.
So that's how his fourth ability works.
Move.
I would suggest watching my Keelin build video, the old one, because I go through his abilities in that one, I do believe.
Shield's down.
But yes, I normally do play solo for good reason. Just
Can't
easier.
run away.
Whee!
Crumbling.
Kill me.
Damn it. Loading. Crumbling rot.
Solo is scaled down, but
Broken.
at the same time, you are still not getting the full picture of your skills. Why? Because if somebody else, like let's say we've got an Ines here, and obviously Ines is still faster than Keelin, the Ines kills everything before I get a chance to use my skills. In which case, what does it matter? No, I don't stream on Twitch at all. I have never been on Twitch in 3 years.
Awaiting
I have a
transfer
Twitch
to
account, but that's
transport
just to collect
position.
drops.
Well
I don't
done,
ever
Descendant.
stream on Twitch because I don't find it useful. Kwong, please go to the website and check the dev note in case you don't know the full story. Now, what they are planning to change in future is that they're going to make skill damage viable, but I want you to get the full understanding. So please go straight to the TFD website and check the news post, the dev note that they posted. That way it's more effective for you to discuss. But yeah, I don't know why people think I stream on Twitch. I've never been on there in years. It's been 3 years since I've been there. The only time people
This
go
is
to my
held
Twitch
action.
is if they want to give me
Warning
their
extreme concentrations
Twitch
of
Prime
void
sub
energy within the
for free.
operation zone.
Like some people still do that, and
All
occasionally I get a
units
payout from
proceed
Twitch.
on
But yeah,
discretion, but do
that's the
not
only reason
exceed your
people go there.
limits.
If they want to give me their Prime sub,
Large-scale
they can
voltage
do that,
transfer
and that way I
confirmed.
get some extra money from my
Descendant.
Twitch because I'm still an
Stop
affiliate.
the enemy troop deployment.
Shield's down. This is your red. Swapping mags.
Yes, Kwong, that's exactly it. That's all we know. So if you read the dev note, then that's all we know for now. Yes. I wouldn't say it's easier. They're just making it so that skill builds can be used as well. So we'll have to see how the change goes.
Move. Too slow. Move.
Anyway, keep one thing in mind. Solo is scaled down, but do you know why Void Erosion Purge is easier in a team? Because even though enemies are scaled up, they scale up by less each time. So a 4-man group has 4 times the damage pumping out, but enemies don't scale up that much. You can actually see this by the Colossi. Check the difference between 1 participant and 4 participants. Furthermore, here's the other thing about team play. When you've got 4 weapons firing that can take out 4 different enemies at once, it gets a lot easier to succeed, which is why a team-based Void Erosion is a lot faster than a solo run. I just like to run solo. Unless, you know, I'm playing with one of my friends. But to become a friend, a true friend, you gotta be in the robot nation.
I'll kill you all. Too slow.
Well, your nerf to Ness can still do up to stage 24 if you're following my build. I can't help you to choose not to follow my build, but I'm sure you will. So yeah, just follow my build and you can still do up to stage 24, but going beyond that, you shouldn't be using a Ness anyway. Right now, gun damage is still important, so please build up your Serena and Glay. Alright? Glay is for after they nerf Serena, eventually. Haley can still operate on the old builds, but I haven't really leveled her or worked on her, to be perfectly frank. I don't see any reason to be running Haley at all. Because what is she gonna do? Serena outclasses her. Look, Haley's a bosser, so she's not gonna be run for farming, right? So why run her at all? And both Glay and Serena, I believe, outclass her right now. Glay, thanks to the last dagger and limitless ammo. Heck, even Enzo may outclass her. May being the key word. With certain weapons, because not only can he restore ammo, but I believe his firearm attack drone got a buff. I do have to check that. Enzo is also on my list. You know, it would be really nice to see what Enzo can do. Because he doesn't need skill power, but he sure does need duration and whatnot, so maybe?
You can't run away. Too slow. This is your red. Shows down.
Nobody ever uses Massacre. At least not in my experience. You can try it, but I think you're gonna just reduce your own damage. So I don't believe the core stuff carries over to Massacre, as far as I know. Alright, I believe that only the modules carry over to Massacre, which causes problems. Because weapon cores do not carry over to unique and ultimate weapons. For example, Haley's Zenith. I tried it with weapon cores for ammo on the Piercing Light. Didn't work out. It did nothing, so yeah.
Damn it. My shield's down. Too slow. Damn it.
Fair enough, Kwong.
You can't run away.
I mean, Critical Blair, you can run him, and I'm sure he will slap, but he's still slow.
My shield's
No matter what, no matter how you slice it, he's still slower than Keelin. He's still slower than even Ajax. Even Ajax is faster than Critical Blair. The only time he even has an advantage is in the boss room. And quite frankly, Ajax can just put up his shield, pull out Malevolent, and kill it faster than, you know, the boss, so. And kill it faster anyway, so yeah. I would say please check what I have built on mine. You can adjust it in accordance with whatever you want to do, but I have already posted the build on my YouTube channel. Please reference that. My Ajax build will be released later this week. But look, why don't you just compare the timings to Bunny? How much slower are you compared to Bunny? If Bunny is running in 2 minutes, for example, how much slower is your Blair? If your Blair is 1, maybe 2 minutes slower, okay, I guess. But in reality, if he's any slower than 50 seconds, that's already a problem. Because Keelin and most of the other farming characters are 50 seconds slower. Ajax is about 1 minute 20, so if he's slower than Ajax, then I think you understand that there's a problem.
Concentrations of void energy within the
So yeah.
operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
This is your red.
This is HQ. Enemy reinforcements incoming. Requesting strike on staging area.
This is your red.
I feel that the bunny buff just made her a more efficient farmer than she already was, especially since it lets her take out bosses. Now, granted, while she's not going to be absolutely a beast compared to what people say, I still think she's very good, and yeah, she can dish out good damage.
I'll kill you all.
But I've already posted my updated build, so you can see how fast she can run. I mean, she's got comparable timings to Ines. Ines is only about 10-20 seconds faster than Bunny. And even then, you know, sometimes Bunny can narrow the gap to like 7 seconds. So it means that Bunny is the speedster that she was meant to be. Hey, welcome back, CG. Good to have you back with us. Yeah, I'm happy about her buff. I think it was needed. I mean, I don't want Bunny to be a bosser, and I don't think she can become a bosser. But what does strike me is the fact that, hey, at least she's decent enough. Yep, I for one am glad they gave Bunny some love because she kind of lost her spot. And that was just sad, you know? She lost her spot as the farming character, and what's the point? You know, new players do need a good farmer, and Bunny should have been it. So having Ultimate Bunny is still the best choice for people who just started the game. You get your Ultimate Bunny, and you can start farming other stuff. You know, that's the way it's always been in TFE. And I've always told people that. Whether people listen or not, that's their problem. But yeah. There was no update yesterday. Updates are only on Thursday. Oh, the update yesterday was just fixing the disconnects on Xbox. It was just a minor hotfix, not a real update. Real updates are only on Thursday. Remember that. I know, right, Fox? He heard the word.
This is your end. Swapping legs. You can't run away. Crumble and rot.
Freyna was not changed at all, so no. Ultimate Freyna is still not better. In fact, Bunny got a buff over Ultimate Freyna, so she's way faster than Ultimate Freyna. Because don't forget, now Ultimate Freyna only had an advantage in the boss room, where she could theoretically kill faster than Bunny. Bunny would kill all the rooms faster because you don't have to wait for poison to spread. You can just run around, grapple around, and everything's gonna die, right? So Bunny was always better than Ultimate Freyna, and I did say this to everybody. Anyone who didn't know this either didn't build my build or, you know, I hate saying it, but they're just stupid. That being said, excuse me, allergies. But yeah, for me, Ultimate Freyna, because she didn't receive any buff, is the same as she was before. She was okay in the boss rooms, but she lost out to Ultimate Bunny because unless you spec into cooldowns for her, which is a whole different thing, if you spec into cooldowns for Freyna, you can use her ultimate more in the final rooms, but I feel that she does lose out in the rooms leading up to the finale. So yeah.
Swapping legs. I'll snuff them up.
Well, yes, but also because literally everybody and their grandmother cried so hard for the Ines nerf. So since everybody threw the rattle out of their, you know, pram, the devs are like, okay, honey, precious, we'll give you back your rattle for now, and we'll see how it goes. But I think they're gonna revert. If you ask me, they're at least gonna revert the terrain change. Maybe not now, but I think they're gonna do it in future because look, the player numbers dropping shows what people think of this update. I believe today's high is 400 lower than yesterday's, which is not good. If our peaks keep dropping, then it means that the update didn't bring people back as intended. And nobody ever uses the Thunder Cage on Bunny. Mystic Dove, please watch the video that I just dropped, if you don't mind doing that, because these questions are not questions you should be asking. You need to watch the video and follow. Follow exactly what's in the video. Alright, so please do watch the video first. That way, you will get the proper information. And yes, I'm very blessed to have you all here. So thank you for blessing me. But yes, do go watch the video first, Mystic Dove. That way you can have more effective discussions with us. And it'll be a lot easier on you too. Aha! Time to try Keelin with full cooldowns. That's kind of true. That CG is because you are insane. But yes, you can do that.
New subscriber detected.
You can choose to do that if you would like to be like CG. But every time I see CG doing that, I say, do I really want to be like this man? No, I will now run away. So that's why I don't have a triple speed stick. Although I am considering building one. I have to admit, I'm considering building one. A triple speed stick is kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. And listen, Kwong, doesn't matter. Invest in everything because that's the right way to do. Okay? Do you think Warren Buffett cares that his investment's going to go down? No, Warren Buffett invests anyway. So just like Warren Buffett, all right, we need to invest in everything, and the stock market crashes and we all hang ourselves in jail. All right? See, this is the way that we're all supposed to die. Like a warrior, like a legend, all right? So, I'm planning a heist, and I need a crew with lots of guns. Okay, let's go out with a bang, guys. By the way, I'm required to say this on YouTube. I'm obviously joking, okay? We do not participate in criminal activities here.
Reloading. Shield's broken.
Get used to it, Kwong, because the devs are gonna straight up give you a nerf.
Damn it. My shield's down.
Oh hell yeah, Foxy. We're gonna go shoot up some banks, steal some cash, get some Payday masks, make a better game than Payday 3. It's all possible. It's all possible, you know?
I'll snuff them up. You can't run away. Changing mags. Shield's down.
Hey, listen. As long as you like it, CG, go for it. You go ahead and be the best CG you want to be. Go be the funny man.
This is your end. I'll snuff them light. Damn it. My shield's down.
Sure.
Shield's broken.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment point.
I'm sure heist crews are all awesome, right?
This is your end. Damn it. My shield's down. Shield's down.
Anyway, I think the chat has slowed down now, so you know what time it is? I think it's time that I bust some of my tunes, ladies and gents. Let's share some music on my channel. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it.
Passion Elias. Deploying arcade. I am the original.
Shield's broken. I'll snuff them light. Damn it. My shield's down.
What arcade path am I going for, Keelin? You'll just have to wait and see, my friend. You'll just have to wait and see, won't you? Won't you? Not telling you anything early, Foxy. You'll never get it out of me. But yeah, mostly I went for cooldown first. Of course, skill power along the way. Now I'm going to pick up range and more skill power. That's about it. Bang.
Operation complete.
Oh, I'll work on Valby as soon as I
Awaiting
can.
transfer to transport position. Well done, Descendant.
I will find a way. For I am a legend. I was born a legend. And I will die a legend. Now let's rock and roll. Now, they might play some really weird random music, but you know what? I don't care. That's okay. Even if they play some random music, I will still be a legend. I'm legendary. So legendary. Very legendary. Okay, anyway. You guys ready for some of my tunes? All right, let's go have some fun. Anyone that wants my music, don't forget, it's available on SoundCloud and my YouTube music channel. This is the new song we released today. Hey, Ajax was cool, okay? Yeah, then they're gonna know it's me, HP Notebook. We're not playing my music during the heist.
Hound action. Reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion. Do not exceed your limits.
I'm still here, and they have gone.
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers.
A little bit, yeah, Austin. But my AI band that does this, Rotten to the Core, they're pretty talented. Their singer is a young guy, very hungry for success, so producer RealAsianRobot's gonna give him a go. Alright, he's got more stuff coming soon.
This is your red.
But I don't know how. I just pretend while the world spins on till I fall apart at the break of dawn. My friends are dead. My body lies.
You just say Mama Glay, CG? Mama Glay? CG very sus. Your tastes are becoming obvious, my friend. You defending him? You defending him, Foxy? Nah, y'all sus, okay? Y'all sus. That's what y'all are. You know, now that you mention it, it kind of does have some Breaking Benjamin vibes, huh? Huh. I never thought about the similarity until now.
Mission complete. All units proceed to transport location. Great work out there.
It's my music, Nuno. You can get it on SoundCloud or on my YouTube music channel. See? It's all my own creations. I create AI music. This fictional band is called Rotten to the Core. They're pretty good. Bunch of young guys, really hungry for success, so I brought them into my record label. But they're hardworking, they produce a lot of good music, so hell yeah. See you later, let's stop. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Good job, HP. This black hole is where I exist. This black hole is where I exist. Somebody save me from myself. I'm drowning. I don't wanna lose you. Somebody save me from myself. I'm drowning, I don't wanna lose you. It's all too familiar, I know how this ends. I'm dying to know what it's like to pretend. I want you to save me, but you can't comprehend. I'm too far gone, too far gone. It's all too familiar, I know how this ends. I'm dying to know what it's like to pretend. I want you to save me, but you can't comprehend. I'm too far gone, too far gone. Save me, you can't save me, you can't save me, you can't save me. Somebody save me from myself. I'm drowning. I don't wanna lose you. Somebody save me from myself. I'm drowning. I don't wanna lose you. I play so much faster with music. But thank you to those of you enjoying it. It's nice to know that other people appreciate my tunes. Hey, Finesse. Oh, good, John. No problem at all.
Transfer to transport position. Well done, Descendant.
Keelin's just getting faster every single time. Whew, love it.
Lost in the race. In darkness found a curse.
You have to pay for it, yeah. I pay for software licenses. Making AI music's not cheap. Whatever you believe, Chester.
Descendant. Turn right with the operation zone. Proceed with caution.
In shadows cast, I face my door.
This is your red. You can't run away.
With scales that shimmer,
Swapping bags.
beauty bright, she longs for arms
My shield's
that
down.
hold her tight.
Loaded.
But in his world,
Reloaded.
she's just a ghost, a haunting song of lost dark hearts, forbidden dreams through tears she sees.
Large-scale Vulgus transfer confirmed.
Why shouldn't I?
Oh, sing to me.
I'm leveling up Keelin's arcade tuning, dude. So why wouldn't I play solo? I'm not gonna let somebody else carry me. I am pro efficiency, but it doesn't mean that I don't showcase what a character can and cannot do. Besides, if you don't play a character in all situations and circumstances, how can you test efficiency? So, not sure what kind of point you're trying to make here, Braun. Why don't you start by telling us what your point you're trying to make about my gameplay? Because I've had more than a few trolls today all asking about why is he solo, blah 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 blah. So, you tell me. You tell me what you're trying to say. And then I'll try and give you an answer.
In a world of ivory whispers,
You can't run away.
a girl lost in shadow fame.
This is your red.
Hello, Jacob.
Destiny, echoes of love, whispers of pain.
Damn it. My shield's down.
The apple gleams with dark delight.
You can't run away.
A choice awaits beneath the night. Snowflakes dancing in freedom's light. Shadows
No problem, Mystic Dove.
replace the night. In harmony, a song will song.
Sure, Braun. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna watch you very closely because it sounds like you are saying this with maximum ill intent. Trying to say that I talk about efficiency and then coming on and saying some stupid shit like, why are you playing solo? Who cares? I'm here to showcase my builds and my work to my audience. Otherwise, how are they gonna know that I've done everything properly? So, saying not very efficient, no ill intent. You're saying that with maximum ill intent, dude. Come on. Don't lie. If you don't like something, say it straight to my face. I don't like dishonest people. So if you want to be dishonest, this is not the channel for you, okay? I'm gonna give you one chance right now and leave you in chat. But if you ever talk nonsense again or say some really, really stupid things, I'm just gonna throw you out of here, okay? So make sure this is the last time I have to have this conversation with you. No problem, Mystic Dove. I'm always here to help. Far better than everybody else. Well, I am, Jean. Sorry. Jean? I do not know how to pronounce that.
Great work out there.
So forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. But yes, what I do is I'm a no-nonsense kind of guy. What I do is I just do what... Sorry, let me pause this so I can say that. What I do is I just try to show people, you know, how to do things as efficiently as possible. And no, I'm not going to relax, Braun. I am going to farm RK for all Descendants, but if you don't even understand how the channel operates, don't come at me saying, no ill intent, no ill intent. No. You can't do that. You can't do that. If you come at me and you say some nonsense like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? No. There is absolute ill intent behind your words. I'm not going to relax. Don't ever tell me to relax. If you come at me with disrespect, all right, I will throw you out of here. Now, the next time you come back, I suggest you show some respect.
All units,
Jacob,
please proceed
welcome.
at your own discretion,
I'm here
but
to
do
help.
not exceed your limits.
All right, but I'm not here to listen to nonsense. All right, so much like that Braun fella, you want to talk nonsense, you want to ask silly things, or, you know, say not very efficient, then you don't even understand what we're doing. Let me just say one thing. What are we doing here? Sure, I'm farming the RK leveling, but I'm also here to show Keelin's capabilities. If I do not show that to my audience, and I do not show what he can do, will people ever try the character? Will people ever play the character? No. I just be using the most efficient characters for every single thing. But what people want to see is the Keelin build. How's it going to work? And of course, can he function? That's the main thing, right? So I do this over and over again. This is called iterative testing. Alright? You don't do iterative testing, how do you know? And actually, group is faster, to be perfectly honest. You do get about 30 to 40 seconds off your time. But, it makes no sense for me to show that when... What am I showcasing to my audience if a bunny is running ahead of me and killing everything else, right? Or an NS is running ahead of me and just killing everything else? So I think that it's very, very important for people to understand why we do what we do.
Descendant, we've confirmed
And Gene, listen, don't worry about it. You know, I don't care if people leave negative reviews to drag me down or whatever. I'm always just going to be straightforward and honest. My delivery, my tone, if people got a problem with that, then they can just get the hell out. You see, at the end of the day, I turn a very good profit with my work, and what I've learned is that there's no sense in me catering to other people or trying to make them all feel like, oh, precious, you know, we're all gonna make sure this is kumbaya sitting around a campfire. No, I've got no time to waste on adjusting my tone or things like that. I'm just here to showcase what I do to my people, and if people don't like the way that I deliver things, they can get the hell out. Simple. You know. If it affects them emotionally or if they get upset or sad about that, then I really don't give a damn. They can go and sort their own feelings out and come back here when they're ready to have a proper discussion. Most people, as you can see, they come in here. They're very respectful. It's very chill. And the energy that you give me is the same energy that I give back. So as long as somebody is respectful and chill, you know, even if they disagree with me, I can have a discussion with them. But when a person comes in and they're talking some random nonsense or shite or trying to comment on something without understanding who we are, what we do, or why there's a purpose behind the actions, and especially when there's been multiple people doing that today, you know, makes me think that maybe some people might not be happy with me, and they're worried that I'm taking business from their favorite creators, which I will be happy to do anyway, because, quite frankly, if their creators were good, then, you know, there'd be no debate between us. But there is, because at the end of the day, people understand that I'm here to help. Listen, Arizals, like I said, I've already seen several people ask that question today, and I've already mentioned what I'm doing here. So if he, you know, wants to ask that, then I'm going to treat it as suspicious. And if you don't like it, then same as everybody else, leave. I don't care. I do not give a damn, because at the end of the day, if you are off-put by what I do, where's the enemy? If you're off-put by what I do, then just don't follow me. Don't watch me. I don't care, because at the end of the day, what I'm here to do is deliver my work to my audience in my method. My way. You know? If it's off-putting, then don't watch me. Plain and simple. There are others out there that you can go to for content, if you would so choose. Alright? I'm not everybody's flavor. I'm not going to change my methodologies or my ways. Because if I feel that something is suspicious, and I'm a very good judge of character, the second I feel that something is suspicious, I will call that person out on it without hesitation. I'm not going to play nice, and I'm not going to, you know, pretend to just take it on the chin. That's not what we do here. All right? So whatever energy you come at me with is the same energy I'm going to give back to you.
Wither.
End of story. All right? And thank you for the super chat. I'll address that in a second.
Move.
So I'm just going to say it straight. You guys do whatever you want to do. You take me whichever way you want to take me, but I'm not going to change for you. Ever. I'm just going to do me, and I'm just going to do what I do. People want to leave negative reviews. People want to comment negatively toward me. That's okay. I do not care. I am here to do my job, and this is my job.
Extraction from operation
There's no
zone
need for me to
initiated.
bow,
Good work,
scrape,
Descendant.
or, you know, have to say like, oh, you know, I'll just say, yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. No. All right. I think people these days have become too comfortable with everybody having to sort of make room for them, or with everybody, you know, not pushing back when they're pushed. So I'm going to say it straight one last time before I end this topic for good. You don't like how I'm straightforward and in your face? There's a door. Leave. You like my style? You like what I do? You like how I present myself? Then, you know, stay around. That's okay. Okay? It's your choice at the end of the day. Nobody's holding a gun to your head to telling you to watch me. Cool? All right, now let's get back to the music. But before we do, I'm going to answer your question, Mystic Dove. Where's the best place to farm Kyber? Okay, so if you want to farm Kyber, there's a specific guide. Okay? There is a specific guide for it, and I'm going to give that to you right now. Here is what you are going to need, so take that. As well, I'm no longer going to address or answer your queries, questions, whatever. I mean, if that's what you want to talk about, then I'm just going to drop the topic. I've said my piece. You can do whatever you like.
This is HQ. Enemy reinforcements.
Now I'm going to get back to my music.
Requesting strike on staging.
Okay? You go ahead and think whatever. Yep, that's why once I've stated what I've stated, I just move on. And believe me, if people see that as an attack, then they're really soft. Because I'll tell you this much right now, none of you have ever seen me angry. Actually, I had this conversation yesterday, you know? Even if I sound aggressive, please take note, I'm never angry. If you guys want to see me actually angry, you better start preparing. Because never once have I ever been actually angry on stream. This is why I say there's a lot of people, unfortunately, you know, if a light scolding, which you would have gotten from your drill sergeant, is now like, oh my god, he's angry. It's like, bro, that's how a drill sergeant would talk to you, man. Like, you can't handle that. Yo, you're lucky you're not in the military. Like I said, I just got my style of doing things. If they're too soft, man. But I don't worry about it. Like, I'm just gonna do what I do. And what I'm here to do is just showcase Keelin's gameplay. Summer? Not yet. That'll be around June. I don't know. Because we'll have to see what kind of changes they want to make for Serena. If they make heavy changes, whereby Serena is completely gutted, then we'll have to assess it then. We don't know what changes they're going to make. It could be a very light change, especially after the Ines nerf backlash. So we might see a different situation. That's what I would say.
I'll kill you.
Well, they could do that, but I think that it's not going to go well.
My shield's down. You can't run away.
So would I. I'd be just as upset if they did that, but who knows?
Extraction from operation zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
1 second. Aha! This is what I need. Well, sorry to hear that you're burning to death, Orochi. The SMG is called the Python. So this is the Python right here. I'm using it for speed. Okay. All right, I will stop the music sharing there, but for those of you that are interested, please do take note. You can get it on my YouTube music channel and on SoundCloud anytime. The damage is pretty decent. I will probably release a build for this when I'm done, but in fact, I still have one more slot to put in, which I haven't actually put in yet. So that's going to happen right there. And then I'm going to need one more spot up there, up top, which I haven't decided what to throw in yet, but I'm probably going to roll with... I am probably just going to roll with something that may adjust its fire rate. I don't know. I haven't done a final decision because as much as I also want to put in the toxic priority, which would be great because it has a natural toxic attack, I hate having a slower reload on this thing. So that's my biggest gripe right now. But yeah, that's basically what I've got. Well, we'll have to see, Hot Sauce, because they could go and do something really awesome with it, or it could flop. Again, I think that, like I said earlier on in the season, I mean, I had mentioned already that with this particular nerf coming up, right? They were worried, I think, about how Season 3 will be received, which is why I think they had to be so eager about pushing Season 3 early, so that when all the nerfs came in and people got upset about them, it wouldn't hurt too much, you know? My build for Keelin will be updated later on, but you can actually see the build, or the older version of the build, on my channel. I've already got a Keelin mobbing build on my channel. That being said, the finalized build will be done later on. It can feel that way, Finesse, which I understand. Hopefully it won't actually be the case, but we will have to see because we don't know what the final result's going to be, you know? Did I already? Okay, so I already swapped for that. Question is, now if I were to take this out, what's my range looking like? This is even with arcade tuning, so it's nowhere near enough, because this is a total of 35. So I'm probably gonna need this thing. Oh, but it's an M slot, isn't it? That's a pain. Do I have another M slot somewhere? I do. Something like that should get me just close enough. Or is it over exceeding? Hold on. What's my total skill range now. It's 1.5, which is good enough. For his first skill, I'm only going to need every 30%. Yeah, good enough. Okay. I can accept this. The maximum is 10, which I would be able to get if I got one more, but is it really worth it? I think not. I think we can go with this. I think we do, Gene, and that's why, for me, I prefer to just be point blank, straight up, honest to your face. You know? Who I am is what everybody gets. And just like Foxy, she just sips the coffee and watches. You enjoying it, right, Foxy? I'm just a straightforward kind of guy. For Ajax, I used a tech-based reactor because his main skill is his jumping skill. So I used a tech-based reactor, and then I just had it with cooldowns. But you'll see that in the build video later this week. So if you want to ask more questions, I would suggest you wait until I actually drop the video, which will be a lot easier for you guys to study and reference. Like I said, that's what these streams are for. The streams are so that you guys can see what I'm running as I build it up. Now, it's not the finalized product, but it does give you, in general, a good indication of where I'm going and what I'm trying to do. Now, give me one tiny second because, oops, that was a conversion. I need to test something else. Okay, this will hit 10. So, and this does increase max shield anyway. So, realistically speaking, do I even need this? Because I don't think he does need this at all. At most, maybe this one. Maybe I can do 1 point here and actually give him a little extra here so that he can benefit from the other skills if indeed I decide to go with attacking Colossi or whatever. Because I'm going to have to go here, but range is not actually beneficial for him. And since range, like this is one of the few characters where range is not actually beneficial for him, am I truly maxing out? I don't know. It's a difficult conundrum. Okay, maybe I will still go with range, whatever. Doesn't really matter. I can keep that for the additional shields. I will grab this, grab the skill power, then maybe I come down here and see if I can get... do I need extra defense? How much do I have? I still have 12,000 defense. Even if I were to get extra, it would buff me up. But how many points would I need? So 1 and then 5 more, which puts me at 31. I've got 9 points left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd be short 1, which does not help. So I'd still be short. What I could do is grab this and go for some weak point damage to grab a little bit extra. That could also be viable. Decisions. Yeah, I think I'll probably just grab some extra. What I can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And plus 2, 9. Bellissimo. Thanks, Lewis. I hope you guys enjoy it. More will be coming soon. All right, so if we max out Keelin, we can actually go give him a little bit of reload speed, which then helps to gel with the Python, hopefully adjusting the total reload. But the question is, will it adjust the reload timing right now? Let me use a fresh table and just see. I just want to test the change that'll happen. Does it change the reload time? No, it doesn't. That means I need a reload mod. So this only works if I have a reload module. Okay, hold up. This is going to be a pain. Let me just copy this over here temporarily. Paste it. Take that out. Reload. So... just as an example, if I were to just put in reload focus, or where's the blue mod? Recycling genius, okay, and then poison priority, just as an example. Let me go add this in. No problem. Like I said, it's what I do, man. I'm just chill. Well, I'm chill until poked, in which case I'm going to give people a scolding, but if they can't handle a light scolding, then I suggest they reevaluate themselves. Okay, reload time modifier 30%. Which sort of counteracts this. So effectively, this puts me in a neutral position. If I'm put in a neutral position and then I increase the arcade tuning further, what happens then? Am I no longer in neutral position?
New subscriber detected.
No, I'm still in the same position. What? Because there's no effect. So if there is a positive gain, okay, bear with me guys, if there is a positive gain here, How Rise Society, unless you're trying to get banned, I suggest you don't ever ask me that again. We don't do tier lists here, and you know that because you were here when I mentioned it. Do you ever think I do a tier list? I'm not stupid. Tier lists just hurt people because they basically tell people that, oh, this is good, that's not good, but what metric are you measuring on? Different things have different purposes, so I would never focus on a tier list. Okay, now with this, my reload time still doesn't change, so you can't see the effect of this arcade tuning. Does it mean it's not working? Okay, first save this. What's my reload time without that? .05. Then increase arcade tuning. Doesn't change. So these tooltips don't actually change it. But if that's the case, then okay, so it's a modifier, is it? I think it works. Ah, okay. So the modifier is what will change, and it's not additive, it's multiplicative on top. Oh, that's quite useless, isn't it? Then what about aim shot accuracy? Okay, so since it's a multiplicative modifier on this reload time modifier, will accuracy change anything? Let's test. Oh no, I mean it will show this, but what I needed to see, like, so for example, sorry, if I turn this on, it'll just adjust the reload time modifier. So it doesn't adjust the reload time. I would have preferred to adjust the reload time, but it's just adjusting the modifier, which is fair, and it's multiplicative, so that's okay. Now here, if we look at, like, for example, aim shot and whatnot, it is increasing baseline. So theoretically, I could go with a baseline increase instead, and then my Python functions essentially just as before. So that could work out well, because even if I use poison priority here, but I don't have a modifier, it's not going to help. So if I were to just say turn this on right now, it would be multiplied by 0 because it's multiplicative. So turning this on without actually putting reload on your gun, which you don't really want to do anyway, is not viable. So coming back to the whole point, I'm just like, okay, so Keelin does not benefit from this, even if I do go for the poison priority. Now, I still would go for the poison priority because I think it makes sense to maximize my damage in that way, which I really want to do anyhow. So yeah, I think I should go with that because it would buff up not only what I would gain from, say, inversion reinforcer. If I were to change this to, say, toxic focus rounds, I would gain overall and be able to benefit from full skill power, health, plus all this. The way I see it, hey, this is going to work well, you know. But yeah, this reload modifier irks me a bit. I mean, I guess I can get some extra accuracy because that works off the baseline. Hey, Troy. So since it works off the baseline, then I don't need to sweat about it. I can just go and enjoy. So, because I'm just thinking what to do with spare points and where I would go. So at least if I theory crafted that way, then when I actually go and, you know, put stuff together, it'll work better. So that's my thought right now. That's my thought process. And so far, I think it'll work. Think being the key word. I don't know if the final product will work, but yeah. Okay, back in action. Let's do this.
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment point.
With my shield's down. You can't run away.
Hello, Jack.
Shield's down.
Well, Retro, unfortunately, they've made their decision. I don't know if it'll be their grave, so to speak. But I think we will just have to wait and see, because that's how it is. You just gotta wait and see.
My shield's down.
Players seem to be arguing that bringing more variety to the game increases player numbers, but, well,
Move.
let's find out.
Wide-ranged shaping charge drop complete. Begin the void energy purification operation. Descendant, prime the detonator with your arcade. Then activate the remote detonation device.
Crumbling.
New subscriber detected.
Thank you for subscribing. New peeps. I appreciate that. Sorry about what, John? Oh, no problem at all, man. Why are you sorry about doing your job? Go ahead and do your job, man. It's all good. Stream is chill. I mean, a couple of people come around, have some problems with this or that, but at the end of the day, like I said, I don't care. You know? If people got issues with the way I do things, they can leave. Relax.
I'll snuff them up.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm the cup of tea to those that matter, so I'm happy enough. Nah, don't sweat it, man. You just go ahead and work first. Prioritize your work. Real life before video games, as always. And unfortunately, real life before even your streamers. Well, pretty much, yeah. That's exactly what I told them. To me, if people are too soft to handle, you know, when you question something, you're gonna get questioned back. And, you know, you don't like it, then just don't come and question what people are doing.
My shield's down. Too slow. With. I'll kill you all. Crumbling. This is your end. Shield's broken. You can't run away.
Yeah, never enough sounds pretty much correct.
Shield's broken.
I think that the negative reviews are well deserved. I mean, it is never fun to take away people's toys, but they sort of put themselves in this situation, so it's up to them to dig themselves out of it. At the end of the day, mostly negative reviews is just how people feel at any one particular point in time. And there will always be unpopular changes. There will always be things like that. I think if they drop a good update in future, that rating will turn around. But again, at the end of the day, the devs are responsible for the type of community they create. And this is the community they created because right from the get-go, they listened to the wrong people. Much like other games did. For example, Helldivers. They listened to the wrong people. They made the wrong moves. Now they gotta pay for it. I don't think anything about it because, like I said, as long as I'm turning a profit, I'm relaxed. When I stop turning a profit, Retro, that's when I'll go.
Hound Actual to HQ. Mission complete. Requesting transport support.
Of course, Marbo, that is still the case, but, you know, it is what it is. Some guy on TikTok was just asking me, you know, the game has mostly negative reviews, what do I think about it? So I answered. But at the end of the day, my point of view is very simple. I'm just relaxed because for me, there's only one metric that matters. Profit. What's my profit? If I'm not profiting from this game and I continue to see player numbers falling and therefore profits are lessening, then I will go. I will just simply go elsewhere. But, you know, depends on them. Depends on what they do. Yes, indeed, John. Yes, indeed. Well, Retro, I like the game too. Like I said, as long as I keep turning a profit, I've got no problems. I'm just going to relax and enjoy myself. If I stop turning a profit, then, well, there'll be problems. But that's on them. Again, I don't care. My main objective is not to concern myself with that. My objective is only, okay, so for as long as I am doing my job here, and for as long as I'm supposed to continue doing the content and things like that, what do I do for the people in order to make sure they have a good time? So I will carry on doing what I do, you know, making my builds, showing people, you know, how to play. That's it.
Descendant, confirm arrival
Well,
at the operation
Finesse,
zone.
first of all, that is
Proceed with
incorrect.
caution.
Okay? They're not
That's a
nerfing
specialized
it.
bonus aircraft.
They are
Fly
taking
through
away
void
the
storm.
skill-based restriction which they put in
Descendant,
before.
if you're gonna shoot it down,
I understand
do
your
it now.
feelings, Finesse, but
Hurry.
you've had a history of saying things that are untrue. Remember that this channel is truthful, Finesse. I know that you are one of my regular viewers, but we must be fair. No matter what, we must be fair. We cannot say the things that are untrue, because how are we ever going to put a case to the devs or to anyone if we rely on misinformation and false facts? Just because the crybabies and whiners use false information and things like that doesn't mean that we should steep to that level. What they're doing is they're not nerfing stage 29 and 30. They're not doing something shady. No. What they are doing is very simple. What they're doing is removing a restriction that previously existed. They had to implement this restriction because it was the only way to stop skill-based descendants from being used before. They are now lifting that restriction without any change, or so I've heard, without any change to the actual values of the targets in the later stages. Do not ever spread misinformation again, Finesse. I like you. I do. But you need to stop with that misinformation spreading. If you're unsure or you're just giving opinion, then at least tell everybody, this is just my opinion, but here's what they're doing and here's how I feel about it. But if you state it as a fact, this is my stream, the RealAsianRobot stream. People come here for facts. We all stand by that. Okay? Everybody here in this stream has to stand by that. That's my professional standard, but if you want to be here, you apply that to yourself as well.
RK receptor.
Unless you are 100%
Confirming signs
certain
of life.
and it is backed up by the facts shown in an actual patch note or an update, or the devs outright say it, it's not a fact. It's an opinion. And we don't deal in opinions, only facts. Okay? Please respect that. Hey, Brandon. How's it going? And you know, I do want to comment. This is the one thing that I think people don't see. They don't see that my no-nonsense attitudes cuts both ways. You know, they only worry when it cuts them. But I'm fair across the board. So to those people that, you know, want to say you don't like the robot, hey, up to you, man. But if you want to opt for a biased system, or you want to opt for somebody that's always going to be soft on you, or, you know, that will let their inherent bias dictate
Can't run away.
the chat, then hey, by all means, man. But you want truthful honesty both ways when you come to it. Well, that's what a review bomb is, Orochi. Because a review bomb is when players, they just string together false information to try and make something seem worse than it is, which is exactly what happened to TFT. They got review bombed. Because players were upset that their favorite toy got taken away, so they review bombed the game.
Captain Elias, deploying arcade.
Even Helldivers has had a negative rating for a long time until they turned it around. And even then it took a while because, quite frankly, my negative review is still there for Helldivers since they never brought back the banned countries. People were sold lemons, and then Sony turned around.
Show's broken.
So, you know how it is. Well, let's see how these updates go. Because right now, Brandon, the situation's not looking good. As I've said before, the situation's actually quite
Mission
bad.
complete. Transporting.
I don't know, Moth. You'll have to wait and
See
see.
you soon.
We have no idea when that'll ever happen. So, if you want it faster, I would say get on the dev's case in the official Discord and start talking about story instead of worrying about all these balancing changes. Tell the devs that the first thing they should worry about is storyline, storyline, storyline. They should put all these crappy balancing concerns out of their mind. You know, the only balancing they should do is upward. I tell you, that'll keep people very happy. Just keep pumping out story, upward adjustments, and then later on, at much later stages in the game, when everybody's already OP, that's when they should take a look at balance. That's what I would do anyway, because at the end of the day, when they sold this game in the preseason, what is the first thing that they said? We are here to have our power fantasy. Did they fulfill that promise, and did they keep that promise? Unfortunately, people feel that, much like a politician, they've reneged on that. And once you get people feeling that way, okay, people are going to take one look at you and say, so essentially, you lied. And they're not going to be happy with that. And once you make your player base unhappy, well, we all know how that goes, don't we? It never ends well. Never, never. So I would hope that they understand exactly what they're trying to do, and I hope that they get it together. Because if they don't, there's gonna be hell to pay. And it is not gonna be pleasant, I tell you that much. They did. They did indeed say no nerfs first off. And unfortunately, yes, they have gone back on that idea. It is a shame. It is a true shame. That's why I hope that genuinely they will do better over time. Will they continue to do well? Again, remains to be seen. There is no clear pathway that, you know, we can just say, oh, this is the only way to function, this is the only way to do things. It doesn't really work that way, and has never really worked that way, I think. Why does this even exist? Why is there a reactor with blue stuff in here? Yo, that's terrible. Okay. Now we all good, for the most part. You can clip it and send it to yourself. You
Where
can
was
just
the next
anybody can clip
excavation
anything
region?
from my stream anytime. So go ahead, clip it, and you can send it to them. Only one who can make this change is you. So you want positive changes, clip whatever you want. Clip the positive, clip the negative, doesn't really matter. You hold the power in your hands to clip whatever you want anytime. Anytime. So go ahead and do it. I do not mind. But again, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just sad seeing the current situation. It's always good when we can believe in what the devs say. But well, yeah. Well then, in future, don't miss my good bits. As soon as I say something good, why don't you clip it? And then you can carry on from there. But anyway, we'll have to see how these changes play out because there's no clear answer. Go for it.
This is Hound Actual, reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within
You gotta
the
fight for what you
operation
like.
zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
You can't run away.
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers. You must attack their point of origin.
Too slow. This is your red. You can't run away.
Congratulations, Orochi. That's some extreme core farming.
Too slow. Move. Move. I'll kill you all. This is your red. You can't run away.
Wide-ranged shaping charge drop complete. Begin the void energy purification operation. Descendant, prime the detonator with your arcade. Then activate the remote detonation device.
Move. Too slow. This is your red. I'll kill you all. You can't run away. This is your red.
Yeah, it depends. Guy could get lucky. What if he only uses 10? That's why sometimes I don't worry about perfect rolls. I just go for whatever I can. Sometimes that's good enough. Of course, perfection's even better, but hey.
You can't run away. Move. This is your red. Swapping legs. Too slow. You can't run away. Swapping legs. Shields down. Too slow. You can't run away. Move. Wither. You can't run away. This is your red. I'll kill you all. I'll snuff the fire.
There we are.
Move. Two.
Kill me. Please.
It's all good finesse. That's what I do. I always feel honesty is the best policy. I don't believe in trying to beat around the bush or saying things that might be untrue. We gotta stick to the facts. At the end of the day, what we're here to do is stick to the facts. If people don't like it, look, that's on them. Because people want to feel safe and secure. The world's not like that. The world is rough. The world is very, very unhappy. So the sooner they get used to it, the better they're going to function in the real world. Or maybe they just like, I feel that sometimes people, you know, it's because maybe they get too much shit at work. You know, they can't punch back, so they think they can punch back on the internet. It doesn't work that way. Anybody try and come at me, you know,
See you soon.
I'll just knock them down straight away and tell them, look, you're not ready to behave. You're not ready for this. But those that choose to learn and keep an open mind, that's good. It means that you are somebody who can take it on the chin and understand that, hey, maybe life is not all sunshine and roses. Sometimes you need to think hard about what you want to say, what you want to do. But you're right. Most humans cannot accept correction, and that's how it is, man. That's how it feels. You know, sometimes people just can't accept that, and hey, you know, that's an individual thing. That's an individual, I guess, pain. Very true. I often find that a lot of people, they don't expect it. They don't expect
This is Hound
to get
Action.
the
Reporting
real
extreme
world
concentrations of
back
void
in their
energy
face.
within the operation zone.
You know,
All units,
like
please
they
proceed to your own
think that
discretion,
if they,
but
you
do
know, sit
not
around on
exceed
the
your
internet,
limits.
that whatever internet brownie points they have is their status. So some of these people, they might be like well-respected people within their communities or whatever. So they don't like to be talked down to. But if they say something stupid to me, you know, then or if they come at me like trying to, you know, create some attitude, then I'll just blast them, put them on blast, because I don't care. At the end of the day, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect, you know, what I personally feel I should do. And if that goes against me, then that's the consequences of my action. I'll take it. I will take it on the chin. If ever my actions result in negative consequences for me, then I have to accept that. But I won't accept something, you know, without saying what I feel, without saying to somebody's face what I think, you know? I mean, just look at the recent case. Some people might have think that, you know, I was mad at the guy or whatever, but no, think about it this way. Several times today already, people have talked about efficiency. It was mentioned several times in chat, and I ignored it. And finally, this guy tries to bring it up. And I said, okay, I've had enough at this point. People have been talking about efficiency, yet they see my streams day in, day out. And all these people say, I tune in to your streams. Do you really? Because I haven't interacted with any of them. So, yeah. At the end of the day, people will always try to discredit others, to launch attacks against others, based on what they feel. If you get affected by this, then you probably shouldn't be in a job like what I'm doing, because things will change and things will come and go. I have never changed or altered my way of being in the past 9 months. Some people tell me, oh, you could get more viewership if you were nicer to everybody. Yeah. But I'd also be lying to them. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to change my way, mannerism, or behavior for anybody ever. Because the second I do that, I lose the authenticity that I have brought to you guys in the first place. And that is, no nonsense here. You play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. You sit here, you have a positive chat. I won't throw you out even if you're going against me. I mean, how many dozens of people have literally said things that go against me? And I've said, dude, do whatever you want. You know, I'm not against it. Have fun. Play the game your way. But stick to facts. If something is, you know, factual, then we gotta stick with that. We can't just alter facts or alter reality. It doesn't work that way.
This is your end.
Well, good luck, Moth.
Deploying RK.
I hope they listen to you and people more like
The
you.
original.
Because it would be nice to have more story mode.
You can't
of
run
course. By the way, messaging a mod is probably not a good idea.
Move.
You should only message a mod if you have a problem or a situation. If you're making a suggestion, in most Discord servers, don't message a mod. Because they've got a lot on their plate to deal with. So just be aware of that. And do I think that this change is a step in the right direction? I don't know, Ziggy. I genuinely don't know. I think that much like the balancing patch, it will bring variety. But is variety what we want?
Transport inbound. See you soon.
Because if we're looking at efficiency, until Serena is changed, Serena is going to remain the most efficient. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Well, Moth, this is just something everybody knows. It's just common on the internet. So just remember that for future. Don't message a mod. I think it's better if you just share your feedback in whatever feedback channel they have. They should have one. I would suggest sharing it there. And then just let the post either grow or gain traction naturally. Or if nobody responds, then it just means that nobody agrees, unfortunately. So that's how Discord works. Try to avoid messaging a mod because otherwise mods get a lot of messages, which is not good. And John, you know, you are so right. Most people want magic, miracles, and everything fair given to them, but the life is not fair. The world is not fair. Nothing is fair. You know, everybody has to literally scrape together and fight for what they want. It's been that way in all of life. So nobody will ever just hand you something. Nobody will ever just say, hey, you know, I'm just going to give you what you deserve. There's no such thing as I deserve. Doesn't work. There is no I deserve.
Action.
You earn.
Reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment point.
Well, you can try asking for it, Finesse, but I do have to say that even back when Valby had tow, it was just never used. I mean, occasionally some people may have used it, but for the most part, if you built her correctly, most things died before you could even tow them. So, I have built Valby before, and I've tried Valby, but my concern was mostly her farming speed, because I found her slower at dealing with things rather than, I mean, okay, let's take a look at Keelin, for example. Keelin just has to press one button and he dashes through. Valby had to literally spread water. And her movement speed is stuck. Alright, her movement speed is capped when she uses her third skill, so it just wasn't fast or efficient. It did not feel good. Now, all that may change, and I'm very, very happy if it does, but at the end of the day, you know,
Shaping charge drop complete. Begin the
tow
void
just
energy
didn't seem like it was
purification
necessary.
operation.
Because by the time you're towing something,
Prime the
and
detonator
even
with
then
your
you're only
arcade.
going to tow small
Then
creatures.
activate the remote
By the time you tow them,
detonation device.
everybody else has already killed them, you see? So I just didn't see it as necessary. That's why I think they made it a change to like the big Boomba gun. Where you just spam bubble after bubble after bubble, you know?
This is your red.
And you just make the bubble bigger so it does more damage.
Too slow.
No problem, Marble. I don't know if I'd say insanely good. We'll see. I haven't played her in a while, but I will independently assess Valby at a later time. The thing is, right, Freyna is instantaneous with her skills too. Freyna just casts once and everything starts dying. So how does Valby compete with that? Yeah, 1,000 is less than the cap though. Every character can reach the cap. So if every character can reach 1,300, then Valby's losing out. See, that's what I thought, DeBlock. Because that's what I did. No matter how many Valby enjoyers try and say she's awesome, she's fun, she's cool, is she really? We must see. I will test and assess independently.
You can't run away.
But Valby was always designed as a farming character, which is why I'm so disappointed in her. Because Keelin is also a farming character, but look, he's fast. Freyna is also a farming character, but she's fast. And she has been fast day one. Speed is essential. I'm very happy if people like. No problem at all, Foxy. You take your time. We didn't miss anything. We're just having chill discussions. Reminding people that the snowflakes have got no place here, and you know, we're just talking about Valby right now. What am I doing? Leveling up Keelin's arcade tuning. And showing Keelin's gameplay, of course, while doing so.
Too slow.
As always, I play solo because I need to show independently what Keelin can do without outside interference. If I'm just showing him with a dozen other characters, then that's not good for my audience. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this. For me, it's not that her damage needs a buff. I just feel that her killing speed, her damage is already there. I think her damage is fine, but it's her killing speed that's the problem. Why is her killing speed so low? She is supposed to be designed for farming, right? So if she's designed for farming, she should be killing fast. This is Keelin in beast mode. Theoretically, yeah. Anyway, let's see how far I can get today. I just want to level up as much of his arcade tuning tree as I can before I go.
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground. Transport is en route to standby position. Best of luck, Descendant.
Well, it depends on the mission. 7 minutes sounds very slow. But it depends on the mission, like I said. For example, some missions, Keelin is gonna just run it in 2 minutes. So will Bunny in S2. It depends on the mission in question and, you know, what you're actually doing during that mission. So it's hard to just say like, oh, okay, so 7 minutes, that sounds super slow. Or 7 minutes, that's super good. Depends on the mission type. And usually when I do my independent assessments, I'll use Bunny as a baseline, and then we'll go from there.
You can't run away. Loading. Shield's down. Shield's broken. This is your end.
Yep, that's pretty much how it is, the block. Which is why I'm trying to figure out alternatives. I will see what I can do with her, but that being said, she still needs... The problem is her speed.
Shield's down. You can't run away.
But I also haven't leveled her arcade tuning, which does make a difference. Because much like Bunny, I believe, Valby is quite dependent on not using maximized range due to her lower SPM. So it'd be better if I were to adjust it so that she could take advantage of the arcade tuning. But for now, I gotta get Keelin up to snuff. Once he's ready, we're good.
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers. You must attack.
But
their
really,
point
very
of
few
origin.
Descendants can compete with a character that can, oh, I don't know, dash in the freaking air So not altogether easy to
This is your remedy.
get faster than this bloke here. He's a bloke, he's a yobber, and his best mate's name is Robert.
Move. Shield's broken. You can't run away. Move. Too slow. Damn it.
Captain Elias. Deploying RK. I am
Shield's broken.
the original.
Damn it. My shield's down. Move. Too slow. Shield's broken. You can't run away. Damn it. My shield's down.
Who am I?
Hound Actual to HQ. Mission complete.
Okay, another
Requesting
arcade tuning
transport
point. Just need 3 more points. What's the time now? Ooh, 1:44. Yeah, okay. Getting there. I will definitely experiment with Valby another day. But I don't think she's gonna like run faster than Keelin. At the very least, Keelin's timings are very comparable now to some of the top tier timings, so he's definitely doing well.
This is Hound Actual, reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Specialized Vulgus aircraft detected.
Well, you can say that,
aircraft is
Aganda,
used to
but
fly through void storms.
first and
It
foremost,
must
my
be
job
shut
is to
down.
show people what's efficient. So I do have to be concerned about speed.
Can't run away.
That being said, even if you do enjoy what you play, it's no fun playing a game slower than others. Because if it was, then the recent buffs and changes would actually have brought more people back, but instead player count fell.
Crumbling.
And while many people have given several different excuses for why this occurred, for example, they said that it's because Path of Exile, had a new season, blah, 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 blah. That's not really the case. People just don't like going slow. Because this game has developed a speedrun type culture, worsened by the fact that we have leaderboards and people constantly chasing them. That's the current situation that people have.
Move.
So, as much as I understand and accept the sentiment that people just want to enjoy the character that they're playing, they're playing for fun, it's good, yes. But for this game to progress and prosper, unfortunately, the vast majority of players prefer speed. So everything is going to be compared. If you have to farm something, any activity over and over, then you're going to choose what's fastest because it's a grind, right? Even if you enjoy the character you're playing, if it's too slow, it just feels frustrating. Especially when you come to terms with true speed, it feels even worse. For example, no matter how many people enjoy Blair, he's too slow.
Inside a Vulgus structure.
Honest. So, yeah, it doesn't result in good things. If this game did not have a speedrun culture, and it was much more about, hey, let's just have a great time, challenge ourselves in different ways, and that'd be great. But then it would need a culture similar to Monster Hunter Wilds, which doesn't exist here. So that's why we're in the current situation that we're in.
Move.
Mr. Braun, I told you earlier that I answered you in context. I am talking about efficiency, but that doesn't mean that it takes away from my job of showing people. If you would like to push this issue, then it's just proving the point that I made earlier, that you're just here to cause trouble. Which is exactly what I mentioned earlier. And if that is what you're here to do, then we will simply remove you from this chat. I've given you the option to leave on your own, but you have chosen to persist instead.
This is your end. You can't run
So
away.
I don't know why you're doing this, but like I said, just because I talk about efficiency and speed, I'm talking in context of comparing characters to one another, which you don't seem to understand. Rather, you appear to want to push this point of view along with all the other people that you try to bring against me. You try to push this issue and try to suggest that I'm doing something wrong because you want to discredit me. Isn't that right, Mr. Braun? That's literally your entire point
You
of
can't
purpose
run
here.
away.
And you don't like the fact that you got called out on it. So why don't you just tell me straight to my face? You don't like me, you hate me, you want me to be discredited in the eyes of my viewers, you're trying to bring up something that I will probably debate with you, and then, you know, you can bring up all sorts of nonsensical points and then get yourself banned so that you can prove that, hey, this guy, look at him, so angry, he's such a hater. But, of course, that is the same attitude that I've held the entire time. So, what's your move here, Braun?
Oh my!
If you're a hater, just so you know, your favorite streamer is not going to get more
Awaiting transfer to
viewership
transport position.
just because you make me
Well
seem
done,
like
Descendant.
I'm selling a different idea, because I'm pretty sure everybody who's listening to the stream right now understands exactly what I'm talking about. Efficiency is efficiency. It's a fact. It doesn't change, right? But, I'm playing solo because I want to see the capabilities of my character and raise the character as needed so that the testing work is done, and I can therefore go to my audience with a proper build at a later time, which I mentioned earlier to you, and show that yes, we have thoroughly tested this, this will work for you, you can believe in it. Which, again, like I said, your favorite content creator clearly doesn't do. Now, you seem like a young, impressionable child, Mr. Braun, so I'm just going to say this once. Go back to the creator that hired you, or go back to your creator that you love oh so dearly, okay, to the point that you're willing to type like a child instead of, you know, using proper language. Go back to that creator and tell them that I will never die, and they can never take away what I have built up. If they want to take it from me, then I suggest they stop buying views. All right? There you go. Now, the door is over there. You're welcome to leave. Okay, I would hate to have to escort you
This
out
is
of here,
Hound Actual to all
but I will if
personnel.
necessary.
Void
Okay?
storm is intensifying. Conditions
absolutely,
are
King.
unfavorable.
Everybody is
Proceed with
entitled to
caution.
play the way they
Over.
want to play. Do it. I encourage people playing the way they want to play. Whether efficient, not efficient, do what you want to do. You're not beholden to anybody. But
Too slow.
I have a job to do. My job is to speak about, from my point of view, what is the best, what is not so good, and what needs improvement. That's what a good content creator should do. That's what a professional content creator should do. Because that way, you can show others exactly how things are done and why you do it. You must be able to show your work. That is very important to me. So my job is a little bit different. That's why I play in a different way. At the end of the day, for you guys as players, you're not content creators. Have fun. Enjoy the game. That's what games exist for. To be enjoyed. So 6, no, Keelin is about 30 seconds slower than Bunny. Roughly.
This is HQ.
But he is very
Enemy
fast, yes.
reinforcements incoming. Requesting strike on staging area.
Move.
Well, John, I mean, you're a military man too, you understand.
This is your end.
When I'm just done with a person, I don't even bother giving them the drill sergeant because there's no redemption for them,
Changing medics.
okay? I mean, the way that this guy's typing, we know that he's just a lackey of some of the disreputable creators out there. And if he wants to be a lackey, that's fine, you know? Minions are in high demand these days, you know? Goons, henchmen, they're all in high demand, and you know, I'm sure that some people will like these guys because somebody's got to stroke their ego, but me, I don't. I'm just gonna chill. Void Erosion is not really for Bunny or Keelin. Void Erosion currently is for gun-based Descendants, so 6. So you should be using Serena or Clay.
You can't.
In future, when they change skills out, then we'll compare and test the times at that point.
Shield's broken.
And pretty much exactly, Maganda, that's exactly the point I made. If you end up having to carry people, you're not going to be faster in a group than in solo. The vast majority of the time you are going to be faster because most people already have a good build and just trying to level their arcade. But yeah, when you end up carrying, that can slow you down a lot. But either way, my job is just to showcase how my builds work, and how am I going to showcase that if I'm not the one doing the killing? If I'm the one doing the killing, then people can say, oh, so desu yo ne. This is how build works, this. Ah, good build. Arigato ne, Asian robot.
Too slow.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the other issue. It's a complicated bag of worms that we, you know, really have to unearth over time. But hopefully in future, they will understand that, hey, maybe they could make the game, I don't know, freaking rewarding for people, players, you know? Well, thank you, So6. I like to be everybody's favorite because I'm the greatest human being on the planet. Alright. I am the greatest earthling on this planet. And everyone that doesn't think so can, how you Americans say, Sokun. I can't say that on stream. The Void Erosion Purge change is on their website, so check out the latest dev note. Long story short, Assassinu, they're going to make skill damage viable for Void Erosion Purge in the future, but I really suggest you check the article so that you know 100% what they're talking about. That being said, it's also really late in the stream, so you kind of missed the whole discussion. But yeah, we talked a lot about it already. Most people seem to view this change mostly positive. Some are kind of worried, but you know, we'll see. I'm gonna keep an open mind until we know exactly what's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm just hoping that they keep it a balanced kind of thing, you know? Actually, I'm just using the Python because the Python's my speed stick. So what is the Python for? The Python is for literally increasing my sprint speed.
From operation zone initiated. Good work.
I don't think it will be, Assassinu. It's more about matching the correct element, or so it appears to be. We will see. Again, we don't really have a lot of details or information right now. We may in future, but for the time being, this is all we got, so you can just, sorry, I got a text bro.
Descendant, confirm arrival at the operation zone. Proceed with caution.
I don't think it'll make gun builds irrelevant at all. Like I said, the devs have to pull this off well. Now, granted, they haven't done that. We have to be fair, they haven't really done that recently, but if they pull it off well, then there's potential here. It could introduce variety, you know, but much like the point that I brought up earlier as well with this other person that asked, I did kind of say that, hey, although variety is good and people have always said that variety is awesome and stuff, I haven't really seen any good results from the current introduction of variety. You know, people introducing variety in its current form haven't really shown good results at all in any way, shape, or form. Rather, it's been a rather negative situation where all this variety came at the expense of what was one of the most efficient farming characters. That being said, she is still strong. You know, no need to over-dramatize the nerf, but I still feel the nerf was unnecessary. You know, they could, or well, the degree of the nerf was unnecessary, so to say. Well, the website won't tell you much more, but yeah, do check it out, and we'll have to wait for the real patch to see what's gonna go down. There's no right or wrong answer at this current moment.
Descendant, we're detecting RK life signs inside a Vulgus structure.
You can't run away. Too soon. This is your end.
Hi. So, tune into Dev Livestream. Let me know what goes down, what happens, you know? I'd love to have the perspective of my champions to bring me the information that others are too scared to ever bring me.
This is your end.
This is HQ. Enemy reinforcements incoming. Requesting strike on staging area.
You can't run away. Reloading. This is your end. Move. You can't run away. This is your end. Move. This is your end.
Anyway, for the time being, all we know is that right now, players are feeling extremely negative toward the game, and hopefully this will change. Despite all the positive brought by this, you know, variety, like, I'm loving it, but yeah, doesn't seem like players are having too good of a time. When they don't have a good time, well, you understand. A cooldown cap, 90%. 90% total cooldown reduction is the maximum.
Hound actual to HQ.
If you reach it, it'll say something like, you see?
Requesting transport support.
Where is it? Skill cooldown there. Although it says minimum, this actually is the maximum. This is a typo. This is the best that your cooldown can be, 0.9 times. Okay? So yeah, that's the best you can get. And once you reach this level, you become a god amongst mere mortals.
This is Hound actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment point.
My shield's down. Move. This is your end. can't run away. Shields down. Move.
Wide-range shaping charge drop complete.
No,
Begin
you're
the
not.
Void energy purification operation.
You are not immune to damage during the dashes.
Descendant, prime the
You can still take
detonator with
damage,
your arcade.
which is exactly why
activate
he
your
actually
remote
struggled
detonation
initially in
device.
Void Erosion Purge. I mean, granted, at the time his damage was not as high as it is now, but Keelin struggled at that time in Void Erosion Purge simply because like he would run into like the bombs thrown by the Grenadier and just instantly die. So running Keelin in Void Erosion Purge, and this was in the early stages of it, was kind of garbo. But now, I don't know. We'll see. Might be fun to run him. But again, it's a wait and see kind of dealio.
You can't run away. I'll snuff them up. Move. You can't run away. Too slow. This is your way. Crumbling. Move. Move. This is your range. Shield's broken. This is your range. I'll snuff them up. Shield's down. Shield's broken.
He's only about 20 to 30 seconds slower than Bunny in most runs. So, yeah. And it also depends on how much you beast mode with him. So if you know what you're doing, Keelin is very, very fast and very, very good. If you don't know what you're doing, then, well, you're not gonna have a great time with him, but it's up to each individual. Like, if they know what they're doing, he is very strong.
Too slow. I'll kill you.
I'd say he's a bit more active to play than Bunny, because you do genuinely have to dash,
All units proceed
gash
to
through
transport
people,
location. Great
something
work
like
out
that.
there.
Okay, I believe that should be it for me. Oh, I'm about 5 minutes overtime, but it's good. All right, ladies and gents, that brings us to the absolute end of the stream. Thank you very much for joining me today. John, I might come and hang out and chat and chill again tonight as well. All right, so I'll see you guys there soon. I'm going to take it easy. Going to go wash up my face, clean up my face, and then remember, there's no morning stream tomorrow. Zit, nada, zero. No morning stream, okay? So because there's no morning stream tomorrow, I will see you all on the next one. Okay? Thank you all very much. See you guys tomorrow evening for more TFD.